All right, welcome to the Problem with Faith. This is our first session. I wish you guys the best of luck in this, and hopefully you don't hate me too much at the end. I'm going over some world stuff. Someone just asked about HP. You have the max HP. Don't roll the die, just the max on the die could get. So if you have a D10, you're going to have 10 plus your con modifier. That's going to be your HP. Not your con score, the con modifier. So the bigger number in the box. Some things about the world. They're going to be a mix of different worlds, different pantheons, different locales. So looking up lore and whatnot about this or that, it would be helpful for anywhere you go, but you don't necessarily need to know that area. You're not going to be missing out if you don't know a part of the lore for the area. So that way, newer players aren't disadvantaged by not having read hundreds and hundreds of these books. Anytime you guys have a question, just stop me, throw something, obviously virtually, and let me know you want to go over something or go back to something. If there's a rules argument or debate, odds are I'm going to make a judgment call. We're going to go through until we're no longer either in combat or what the situation is, and we can talk about the rules debate outside of game. I will make mistakes, you will make mistakes, the NPCs will make mistakes, everything will make mistakes. So don't worry about it. Don't let it interrupt the intent of the game. As long as it doesn't result in character death or drastic life-altering situations, I'd rather just roll with it and keep going with the story.
Roll with it.
I'm good, everyone?
All right.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Cool. Well, pretty much it's all wonderful, fun time begins. You guys are all walking through the woods or going through the town streets. You're at the market, wherever it is you're normally spending your time as an adventurer. You're still kind of getting the hang of being an adventurer, so you're not that good at it yet, let's face it. You don't really notice things very often. So when a white column of light surrounds you and sucks you up into a completely blank landscape, you're confused. You look around and you see three other people. Each one of you see three other people. There being four total. Some of them, they don't really look normal to you. And what I mean by that, clearly that guy over there, he looks like a drow. But where you're from, drow don't have quite the same sheen of their skin. They're a little darker. That's obviously some kind of a gnome, but that's not what gnomes from your world look like, which leads you to be very, very confused as to what's going on. If you guys could, we'll go ahead and start with Ost. Please describe yourself physically, not yet your other attributes. Just physically describe how your character looks to the other people.
Yeah, so I'm an elf. Oh wait, should I be like in character? I won't be in character yet.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, well, I have a voice, but I'll let me hold off on the voice for a little until we get into like actual conversations.
No worries.
So my character, I guess I would say I'm kind of like around the 5 to 6 foot area. Like I'm medium size for an elf, I would say. And I'm in a pretty good shape. I'm fairly dexterous. And some specific things that you would notice about me are that I do CrossFit, so like I'm very in shape. So I'm a vegan. Like, everyone knows this about me. Like literally everyone. This is probably like my most important characteristic because I think veganism is like the most important thing, and if you don't like it, then honestly, I can't take you guys. So
I don't think our characters know that about you yet, so you really have to go in depth and really make us believe.
Don't worry, I'll go in depth. And so yeah, I'm a fairly fit player. I guess I can say I'm a ranger, so as long as that's not like too detailist or whatever.
Nothing too detailed. Pretty much it's what you physically see. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't necessarily see, like, unless you have a big tattoo that says "I am vegan," which I don't put past you.
Okay.
But they're gonna see someone in leather armor with a bow. maybe
Yeah.
a side
And
weapon.
I guess so I have like a huge mustache. Well, not like huge, but it's like a very fine mustache, like it's very well kept. And it curls a little bit. And I have like a light beard going as well with short hair. So basically how I actually am now, except with a much larger mustache. So, and then I'm wearing like a fairly like leather armor kind of clothing. So nothing too crazy. So obviously I'm not like a crazy armored up person.
All right.
Yeah,
I'd say that's like what I look like.
Okay, and then Puck.
Okay, so I'm a forest gnome. It's pretty small for even gnomes. I'm about 2 feet 6 inches or so. I've got.
Holy shit. Look out my height. Holy shit.
See here, I got a we'll say that I have a nice pointy green hat on, a beard that's rather unkempt, but you know it's still manageable. It's not like it's going down below my waist or anything. Obviously seem to be a bit of a hippie. I've got some flowers sticking out of my hair. I'm carrying around just like a wooden staff. But yeah, I think that's about all I got going on.
All right then. Now we have Davros.
I'm gonna go ahead and just read what I wrote for my character appearance. So, I'm a taller human. Wears a cloak that hides most of my features, actually. Underneath the hood, though, you can make out my dark eyes that seem like endless pits that look into his soul. He has very long black hair. It lays on his chest and shoulders. And then you can occasionally, like, if you look at him from the right view, you can see a glint of light. That's his this onyx circlet that's on his forehead. One of the only things that actually come out from the front of the cloak right now is an amulet featuring a skull on top of a scythe, and then on the back of it, on his back, he has a black scythe, and you can notice that there are some bulges underneath the cloak from his armor that he wears.
All right, and then we have Varys.
All right.
Is
So
it Varys? Like, how are you saying?
yeah, it's Varys.
Varys.
Okay. Yeah. So probably the most remarkable thing that Varys has is that right underneath his white hair, he has a full-on face mask, almost like a mask that you would want to wear to, say, a very fancy social gathering. Around his neck, he has a cape that seems half torn that covers his left arm and about left side of his body. He has a tough leather vest on, and underneath he has a silk shirt with some linen pants. And you can't really, and it's a white cloak, and you can't really see what's underneath it, so to say. He kind of stands with a very chest out, very posh kind of style of standing as he appears.
Right. As you guys look around, because you've obviously been glancing at yourselves and your surroundings, there's no horizon. There's no ground. There's no anything. You're not even really sure what you're standing on, per se. You just know that you are there. A lot of people would describe this as a purgatory type situation. As you're looking around, you see you think it's a gnome. Even Pock's not quite sure if it's a gnome or not. But there's a figure that's much taller than Pock, but much smaller than everyone else, because 2'6" is short as hell, walking towards you, and he's made of all gold. Like you think it is. It's like clearly it has that metallic sheen to it. It's getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, but he's not getting closer at all. It's really kind of an odd feeling for you, because you swear that he's walking, but he's not getting closer. But he is getting closer. And then he's right in front of you. Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
I'm doing great!
Who may you be?
Hello there. I'm doing quite fine, except I'm very confused right now.
You're not confused. You know exactly what's going on, don't you?
No, I don't.
No, I'm confused!
I told you, right?
No.
I didn't tell you.
No.
Your god didn't say anything to you.
Nothing to me, and I speak with my god very frequently.
Same here!
Which
Your
god
god.
may you be speaking about?
Your god. Oh, they didn't tell you. Why do they always do this? All right, so hold on one second. And as you're looking at him a little bit closer, it looks like he is actually made of gold. His eyes are gemstones. His hair looks like it's some type of spun silver. It's just very much a strange looking creature, but he's unmistakably modeled after a gnome. Or maybe gnomes are modeled after him. Anyone who can, roll a religion check.
That's me. I'll do that.
So you roll a 20 and you add your religion, which is on your skill list. Just if you type / roll
D20
I'm gonna
plus
take out the roller.
7, I think? No, 6.
Oh wait. I have
Ouch.
a +3. Let me do the same thing. I see. So it's 1d20 plus modifier. So in my case, it's 3. So I'll go ahead and roll. Oh God.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Come on, Ferris. Oh my god.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
great.
Varys.
Nice
Varys,
work.
you realize that this is exactly how the gnome god Garl Glittergold is described. He is said to be the creator of gnomes who crafted them in his own image because he really thought he was that awesome and decided to make more of himself.
Huh.
Nice.
Wow.
This is interesting.
David. I mean, oh
I
crap.
believe I dated a female gnome once, and she told me stories about one of her gods that seemed to be made out of gold and rhinestones. This may be who we are seeing right now.
Hey, yeah, creepy black elf guy. He knows what's going on.
That's
What?
you, Ben. Say some shit.
Wait, creepy black elf. I'm not creepy black elf.
I mean,
No,
you're.
that's me.
Oh.
That was Varys who got the role.
I think he means the one with the mask.
Yeah, it's one of
Well,
those.
Davros, you seem to know something about this. Why don't you share?
I'm just as clueless as the rest of you.
Well, of course you'd be. Your god's all like all the time. He's just so grumpy. Why is he so grumpy?
He's not grumpy. He has a job and I get it done for him.
Yeah,
My gods are great.
That's actually a fantastic
Yes.
point. You have a job. I
What
have a
the-
job for you. I'm not really sure why they put you guys all together, but your gods are your gods. They do what they do. Oh, and I know a couple of you don't really think you have a certain god, but they have a certain you, so don't worry about that.
All right.
Here's the thing. Well, Davros, you're probably one of the best people to explain this. Do gods like it when their followers leave?
Funny story. That's what I was out setting to do before you so kindly pulled me in here. They don't really, enjoy seeing followers leave.
You know why?
I mean, you slap a god in the face, you get a scythe to the back.
Well, that's definitely an option. Well, for some gods, it's an option. But no, it's actually much more fun than that. More people that believe in us, the more powerful we are. If
So
someone
what you're saying
leaves,
is if I can convince everyone to love nature gods, then they're going to be the most powerful?
yes.
Nice!
Oh God.
That holds
Save me
true for
now.
all the gods. If you have enough people to convince that the gods of death are the most powerful, then they will be the most powerful. It's a slippery slope, and here's the problem.
A
As you may
slippery
have-
slope, you say?
Oh, I say indeed. The problem is that some of you, as you may have realized, you're not exactly from the same part of the neighborhood. You're from different worlds, different dimensions, if you will. I'm not sure if any of you understand that yet. I don't think any of you understand that. Why do they give me you guys? Anywho, I'll be your case manager.
Case
You don't
manager?
understand that either.
Wait, aren't you a god?
Of course I'm a god.
But you're a case manager.
There's certain things we're allowed to do and get away with. There's certain things we're not allowed to do and get away with because the other gods get kind of uppity if you start messing around in their playground. So we have a loose agreement with a few of us that I won't name entirely that we think we should fix some problems. And I am assigned to help you guys fix the problems.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What kind of problems are we talking about here?
Followers going amiss, people in one world worshiping a god from another world, the occasional
Wait, how does that happen? How do you have gods from
magic.
magic? Wait, so you can
Magic.
teleport to other worlds? That's what you're saying?
Magic.
Magic. Magic. Do you honestly expect
Magic.
me to believe what you're saying?
Varys
I
just,
believe in magic!
Varys just shakes his head, listening to this ramble.
Well, then what do we have to do?
Well, you have to learn to work together, and you have to complete missions. It seems a little stereotypical, I know, but well, that's the only way you're actually going to be useful when we need you to be useful. Right now, we think you can be useful, but what happens is later on, something rather important will happen, and when that happens, we need people that are actually useful, not just potentially useful.
Hmm.
So until then, I'm going to send you on certain excursions, outings, adventures, if you will, to hone your skills. Occasionally take care of some personal vendettas if you are into that kind of thing, and sometimes just because you really need to get a good look at that side of the woods.
So, are we free to reap our own rewards then?
Depending on the situation, yes.
And have you
Fine by
spoken
me.
to my god about this?
Well, Okay.
Yes, Davros. Your god is actually he is on board with this plan. You can ask him at your own leisure.
what about my god?
I don't like to talk about your god,
Well,
but none of you would be here if they had not signed off on the deal.
well,
I see.
See, remarkably, somehow you guys still have free will. We haven't really fixed that one yet, but we're working on it.
uh, well, I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but why don't we just get on with it then?
You just want to go now?
Well, I mean, do you want to have a cup of tea? Is that it? Huh?
I
What
love tea.
exactly are you wanting us to do right
Really?
now?
That actually would be pretty nice.
What do I want you to do right now?
Adventuring with
I
people
mean,
that I don't
clearly
know.
you want us to start with something in particular in mind, or you wouldn't have brought us here.
Yes, I do. I have two tasks for you. One is to convince not really a follower of mine, but he's a follower of my cousin. Convince him that you are worthwhile adventurers to have on staff. He has a few small odd jobs that he'll be able to have you do. And then find residence. I have a decent lead on a place you could probably live for a while.
So we're out to be living together, eh?
Not necessarily, but you need to find residence. It's more convenient if you can, but not necessary.
That'll be no problem.
If this is what Nerul commands, then I must do it.
Well, command is a strong word for that guy. His commands are pretty well known. You pretty much know, like, you gotta take care of it.
Yes, but I mean, if he's told me to help you, then, or said you could use me to help you, then I should probably do it.
I
I
asked,
suppose this is the strongest calling that I've ever experienced, so I'll do it too.
asked for 4 people. Your respective gods sent me you. Here's where we are. So Nerul must think that either you can help or he's mad at you, because, well, no, he wouldn't be mad at you. He likes me sometimes. So, some of you may be from, what is that word? Faerun, or maybe Eberron, or what are those other places? Setting Sun, but I'm sending you to a wonderful continent called the Flaness. You're going to be going to the city of Greyhawk.
So I'm going home.
Nice.
What was the city called?
City of Greyhawk.
Or sorry, the continent.
Flaness.
How do you spell that?
Flaness.
Yes. Okay.
I completely misspelled.
And yes, Davros, you'll be going home. Kind of.
Close enough.
Close enough, yes. All right.
What's the name of the person we should be meeting with?
Oh, don't worry. And as he says that, you find yourself standing in front of 2
Holy shit.
solid wooden doors,
Oh.
and you're next to each other on a cobblestone street.
Okay.
Just double checking. On my screen, my character was changed to my
I did that.
picture. Okay.
I did that because I thought your picture deserved to be seen more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Fair enough.
Okay, I assume this is me. Yeah, I can click on me. Okay.
You should,
Oh
you should
wow,
all
this is super cool, this system.
you should all have individual control of your little avatars, and I do too. So if I want to put you somewhere else, I can put you somewhere else.
Okay.
Cool. Tap room, bar, stairs, the Lord's Tub.
Oh shoot. What are these
I
colors?
want to go ahead and walk inside of this building, if that's all right.
Wait, before we go in, I want to know a little bit more about you guys. You guys seem really interesting. What's your guys' names?
If you were paying attention, you would know my name is Davros.
Name's Varys.
I'm Ost, but you can just call me Ost.
Nice. My name is
These guys.
Ayari Namfudal Urki Bodypox Centipede, but you can just call me Pock.
Ugh,
Hawk.
well,
What an interesting name.
may we go in? I could use
Yeah,
it.
I just immediately start walking in as he starts saying his name.
Well, I guess we should follow.
The moment you guys walk inside the establishment, I'm not putting them all out here because I'm somewhat lazy. Every single seat in the house is full. Every possible bar stool, every seat around the table, everywhere is full. Behind the bar, stands a very, very menacing-looking half-orc who is very gingerly cleaning a goblet of wood with a damp cloth. Looks up at you.
Which one's the bar? 2?
Oh, sorry, 2 is the bar. Yes. There should be a little legend on the upper rightish area.
Okay.
It should be 2, right?
2 is the bar.
It looks like a bar.
So right where the 2 is, and this is a map I have of the particular that's in the city. It's the Green Dragon Inn. It's a well-known place in lore and whatnot. So if you want to look it up, you're more than welcome to.
This is the Green Dragon?
You can keep your fancy ales. You can drink 'em by the flagon.
The half-orc looks over at you. He specifically looks down at Puck. Says, he's up. He's in the Lord's table,
Oh, wait.
and that's number 5. Then he jerks his head to his left, and you see a small set of stairs leading up to a landing.
Okay. I'll go
So
ahead
wait,
and start
Puck's going up
walking
there?
off that way.
Are we allowed to go up there? I'm confused.
If you want to, he hasn't stopped you. There's a bunch of clamoring people around, and he said he's up. No, he's waiting for you up there. After he looked at Puck.
Okay, and who was at the bar again? Just the bartender?
Bartender
looked at us?
half-orc guy. He's a menacing-looking half-orc. Looks like he's pissed off, but except he's very carefully cleaning a wooden goblet with a damp cloth.
Gotcha,
I decided.
okay.
Oh, whoops! Did not mean to ping. I decided to go ahead and walk up towards the bar as well.
This is where he's jerking his head. You guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
And
I'll,
but you can go wherever you want to. And then
Okay,
once you
I'll follow Davros.
once
I
you guys
don't-
move, I'll tell you what happens.
I'm gonna just kind of stay near the stairs.
Okay, so Varys tries to approach the bar, but he's kind of trying to like make his way through people, and all the stools are kind of taken. So he's kind of just standing in the back, kind of just looking around, occasionally looking at the bartender.
All right. So pretty much everyone but Varys can see inside, sitting on the seat closest to the fireplace right there, close to the stone. So here,
Yeah.
Okay.
in that seat, is a gnome who looks like he's wearing entertainer's garb. Yes, lots of gnomes. Sorry, guys, it's just what's going to happen.
Okay.
Alright.
And he doesn't just look like he's in entertainer's clothes. He looks like he's in the fanciest entertaining clothes you've ever seen. They just have it. You know how you can tell when a shirt's made from Walmart and one that's made from somewhere that actually makes nice clothes.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. Anywho, he spreads his arm wide, leans back in his chair. You guys are the ones I must be waiting for. Please come in. He has an unusually deep and commanding voice for his size. He's about 3'2", but he just has a certain presence, a certain air about him. It's your charisma stat. But anyway, he has this certain presence about him.
Oh, he's probably got a 20 in that. Holy crap.
Okay. I'm going to move to the top of the stairs and yell at Varys. Hey, Varys! Come over here! This is the guy that we're supposed to meet!
Oh my god! All right, I'm coming. So I move over to the stairs.
I move over so that he can get in, and then like get back on the stairs after he
I
passes.
kind of give
me.
like a slight nod to Davros as I come up.
Wait, can I sit here?
No, all
Okay.
the seats are filled, right?
Yeah, my bad.
Not in this room. This is actually a
I'll
separate
take
room.
a seat right
Okay.
here then.
I'll take a seat.
take a
I
seat.
kind of move towards this back kind of corner up there. I'm actually up there,
Yeah.
just in that corner.
I get you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
All right, Pock or whatever it was. What did you want?
This is the guy that we were supposed to meet! The guy that we were told about in the other dimension place!
Quiet.
No. He's quite correct. That's exactly what's here. I'm actually. My name is Nomergon the Grand.
Nomergon the Grand.
No,
Oh my god.
Yep, Nomergon.
the Grand.
Grand. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Likewise.
And why do they call you the Grand?
That's my family name. You may know that gnomes have rather long names. If you'd like, I could give you my full name, but I don't think we have the time.
I could
It's
give you my
fine.
full name. It doesn't take very long.
Puck,
Please,
shut it.
by all means.
My name is Ayari Namfoodle Urky Body Knock Setup here, but you can call me Pop.
I will call you Pock. Thank you for the
Dang it.
introduction.
Wait, so what's your full name exactly? I'd like to hear.
Oh my.
It's Ayari Namfoodle Urky Body Knock
No,
Setup.
no, no, I
There's-
wasn't talking to you, Polk. I was talking to the gentleman on the other side of the table.
Well, suffice it to say, I'll give you my title. Well, I said we don't have time for the name because I do have other matters to attend to. I am Lord Mayor of Greyhawk City.
Oh,
Oh,
For those of you who know anything about that title from maybe your world, something similar, basically, Greyhawk is like the jewel of Flanness. It is the capital to end all capitals, and he's the guy in charge of it all.
well, I guess that's impressive, but I'd never met a mayor before, so.
I show my respect, but then go like right back to my corner.
No problem at all. It's not just mayor; it's more like royalty. Just that the title is called Lord Mayor. If you guys want to ask around about that a little bit later, you can. But you know that it, not just besides with his demeanor and everything, but you know that is a very prestigious title type thing.
Okay.
Well, as it turns out, I was informed loosely that there is some matters brewing involving religion and gods, and they always seem to have their hand in everything. I prefer to have my hand on a warhammer, but that's a different story altogether. When it comes down to it, I do have order to keep and a city to take care of, make sure it's run well. And it seems that, at least for the time being, you are here in my city, and a acquaintance of my own deity has suggested that I cooperate with their task, so I will. To that end, I understand you guys are just beginning your adventuring careers. Is that correct?
I suppose so.
yeah, you could say that.
I did say that. So, now that we've established that, you probably want some gold. Probably want some nice weapons and armor and fancy trinkets that you find throughout your adventures, right?
Now you're talking.
That could be nice.
Well,
Well, it is
provided that
nice.
you perform admirably and follow instructions, I am in the position to make sure that you always have that available to you. To that end, if you would like, I've arranged for you to stay at this inn for a week, free of charge. After that, you'll be responsible for your own room and board.
You're too kind.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
What I have in mind for you in particular for your first, I guess you could say, test. There's a town about 2 days' walk from here that's having a problem with their well. And it's said to be something simple, so that's why I think it'd be appropriate to have you go and take a look, see what's going on, hopefully remedy the situation. Does that sound amenable?
Sounds good.
Sounds
Yes,
perfectly
but I
fine.
have a question. What do you mean a problem with their well? Could you be more definitive?
I probably could be, but that would be circumspect. I don't have the facts. I have that they have a request to come and take care of their well. The person who gave the request said that it's either being poisoned or tainted or corrupted or many of other adjectives that could mean it's not
Oh,
good.
okay. So somebody prospectively is doing this.
Somebody, something, some who knows what. There's lots of things out there. Trust me, I've seen more than I'd care to, which is why I retired to come and run a city. That's much less stressful than being an adventurer, I tell you.
I don't know.
Well,
I think it's kind of exciting.
all right then.
Very well. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask Krusk. Krusk is the bartender outside. He is aware that he is to treat you relatively kindly. But remember, this is his establishment.
Does he sell beer?
Here, he sells ale and mead.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You might be from a different world. My apologies. Yes, he sells
Yes, yes.
beer.
I'm curious. If we have like a week of rent, does that carry over when we get back from this adventure?
No, it starts now.
Then, but when do we have to leave to do this adventure?
At your leisure, but odds are that if you get back and you've completed said adventure and you get more money, you can afford more rent.
Hmm. Well,
If not, we
is
do
there
have
anything?
fantastic stables in town. That's not a problem.
All right. I'm going to start walking out now towards the bar.
Wait. Oh wait, my bad. I was like, you're gonna leave. Wait, oh no, you're not gonna leave. How exactly do we get there?
Just before you you walk out, Puck, Numbergon stands. He holds up a smooth metal cylinder. You can see the muscles on his forearm flex slightly. He is now donned in complete head to toe full armor. Any of you who may have run into Mithril in your legends and stories, it's Mithril full plate armor, a resplendent crimson cape behind him, and a giant warhammer that he should not be able to wield. It's about the size of Puck. And says, "Well, it was a pleasure meeting you," and he teleports out of the room.
Whoa! That was
Wow.
crazy.
Damn, that was quite intense.
Interesting man.
There's a reason why he's royalty.
Indeed. Well, what time is it right now?
It's mid morning right now. People are still
Mid-morning.
people outside are still eating breakfast, and some are eating lunch. And for someone in the party, they might be eating what's called brunch. It's something that very few people have heard of, but they're very uppity about it.
What about,
Okay.
what about second breakfast?
Or 11sies?
First and second.
Those would all be
Why does
appropriate
someone as small
terms.
as you need 2 breakfasts?
Wait, I have a legit question.
Hey, what's up?
So when we play, are you gonna like make us eat food or something?
No.
Or okay, cool.
No, I'm not gonna nickel and dime you like that. But there will be, like, if I say, "Okay, did anyone pick up fruit at the table?" Granted, yes, that's a bit of a hint. You may be being poisoned, but whenever it matters, I will ask you if you have recently consumed food or water or insects, and you should have enough rations on you. But I'm not going to actually say, "Okay, did you have?"
Okay, yeah.
Right, it's
I
not
kind of want to look
necessity, but
around
it
in
could
this
add.
while we're up here
Yeah.
in this Lord's table. I kind of want to look around, see what's
Okay,
up here.
No problem. You want to look
can-
around
Can
in
we do
particular?
like any checks like right now? Like
Like kind of just what's around this Lord's table, like what's up here since he left.
It seems like it, just from a glance, because you haven't really looked at the outside tables too much yet, but it looks like this is finer quality wood. The joinery is better on the table itself. It's actually put together a little bit better. The fireplace is clean. It does not full of soot. It's even if it's used regularly, which it likely is, it doesn't show signs of use recently, but it does show signs of cleaning. So the cabinet right here, you can see the ping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is just a small table that has looks like small serving dishes that could probably be for things like cheese and little goblets for wine. Very much a more intimate gathering for people. This is the meeting room reserved for the higher clientele.
yeah.
As far as what those weird little green tentacle things are, I have no idea.
I'd like to do a perception check on those weird tentacles. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead. Nope, you said it. Roll it.
Okay, I'm rolling this perception check on the tentacles. I think it should have just done it. Let me. Where the heck is my chat?
I see. I see
okay, my
4
bad.
on the die, but do you have a bonus?
Let me. Did I roll? Oh wait, that's my previous roll.
Okay.
Do I have perception bonus? I do have perception bonus. Let me do that.
Wow, nice.
Well, you gotta tell me everything about them.
As you go over there, you realize that what it seems to be like, you're not sure exactly how to describe it because you're not familiar with this type of craft, but it looks like pieces of spun wool have been knotted together in an intricate fashion to look like strange, almost tentacle-like appendages, but you're not sure what their actual purpose is. You can tell that the wool used was most likely from an alpaca.
Awesome. Alpaca.
All right, I'm gonna go to the. So Varys is gonna head to the bar.
I'm gonna go
He's
ahead
gonna
and shadow him.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of try and squeeze in between these 2 patrons and kind of try and talk to the bartender about any possible small meals he can get before they decide to go out.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, bartender. What would happen to be on the menu for today's early meal, and how much would it cost?
He bends down behind the counter, setting his mug and his towel down, seemingly the same mug that he was rubbing earlier. Pulls out a piece of parchment, sets it on the table for you.
Okay.
Stares at you.
So Varys takes the piece of parchment, looks at the menu.
It has eggs, bacon, meat, beans, general breakfast fare. They don't have anything that's bread in nature, so there's no toast or rolls or anything of that nature.
What
so they
about
may not-
beer?
It's not on the menu, but there are giant kegs behind him. So yeah, there's beer.
I was just wondering because bread based.
So as far as like baked goods,
Gotcha.
like
Their
there's like,
fermentation process is very different.
yeah, they're basically there's not a bakery that's nearby, and so they don't have a lot of fresh baked goods, especially this time of day. If they did have any, they may have purchased. They'd be gone by now.
Okay.
As he's
Okay,
looking at
cool.
the menu, I kind of lean, I guess, over his shoulder since there's nowhere else to kind of squeeze in, and I ask him, what do you happen to know about this well and its location?
Yeah, I go to listen in on that.
He leans down again, also setting his mug down again, and comes back up with a small satchel. It's about probably a foot by a foot, and it could easily be worn as just like a little shoulder bag, almost like a purse-sized type thing, but with a longer strap. And he hands it over to Davros.
All right, I kind of reach, grab it. I start opening it, looking inside, see what's in there.
Open inside, you see a roll piece of parchment with a seal on it. The seal is of a two G's overlaid each other. Given that you just met someone named Omergon the Grand, you're pretty sure it says seal.
Okay.
There are a handful of weird-looking rations. You can tell they're rations just because of the way they're packaged, but you've never seen anything that's this small. Maybe it's just a gnome thing. You're not sure. And then 50 gold, which is a lot of money.
Is that
So-
gold I see?
Wait, is there a map?
So out of this this thing, I kind of take the small rations and kind of throw them at Pock.
Mhm.
Like, you know, not like hard, like just kind of toss it in his general
Yeah.
direction. And then I open up the I take the sealed piece of paper, and then because Varys was the first one to ask anything about the satchel, I kind of toss the satchel towards him and say, you can look at the gold. Let me open this, and I pop the seal open and start unrolling the paper.
Oh, okay.
You unroll the paper. There is a I don't want to say hastily drawn map. There is a poorly drawn map, and a little note says this should get you, just in not common script.
I
It
do.
should get you from Greyhawk. The Pock picture spinning is just getting to me. It's weird.
Yeah, it
I
is.
kind of start. Varys kind of starts digging into the bag and starts counting the gold coins
Are you counting it out in the open, or are you counting it inside the bag?
inside the bag.
This should get you to and from Greyhawk to the town. It's called Bar Save. Just remember, the gold might be useful on your travels.
Is that what the half orc said? Or?
That's what the note says. The half orc
Oh,
is
that's what the note says. Okay.
so far all the half orc's done is grunted at you. And
Right.
As I'm reading the note out loud so everyone kind of knows, so you don't have to keep repeating it.
Okay.
and Krusk has gone back to cleaning his mug.
So it's a rough map of how to get from here to which town again? Greyhawk?
Bar Save. You are in Greyhawk. And
Oh
it's
my
Bar
bad.
Save.
Yeah. So
B-A-R-
Bar
S-A-V-E.
Cool. Okay.
B-A-R-S-A-I-V-E. My
Like,
apologies.
does
There's
it tell us anything about the terrain or, like
from the drawing.
Yeah,
you're
in the
fairly-
drawing.
From the drawing, you're fairly certain that somewhere along the road is a tree stump.
Well, that's something to me.
As there's a small picture, very interestingly drawn, labeled tree stump.
Okay.
Well,
Kinda
Do a
look-
nature check on the trees.
And
There-
and the road veers easterly at a big picture it looks more like a badly drawn circle that's called Boulder.
Oh, okay.
I kind of look
Boulder
at the
and
piece of
tree
parchment peculiarly, trying to
Mhm.
interpret it.
I'm guessing that the tree stump means there's a forest, and then the boulder means there's a mountain on the way there. Something like that.
I think that the tree stump means that there's a tree stump right there.
Oh my god. Well,
Well, I mean,
anyone else
that
hungry?
could be true.
If not, we can begin our journey.
I mean,
Are we hungry?
If you had eaten breakfast at your normal time, like I'd said at the very beginning, you were doing your normal daily-ish routine.
okay,
So if you
I
ate in the morning, you're not
definitely
hungry now.
I definitely ate
Okay.
right when I woke up.
Oh, okay, I ate, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not hungry right now, then. But maybe
I guess I'm
later.
not too terribly hungry. If everyone else is wanting to go, then I'm ready.
I say we start making way towards this well through a tree stump and over a boulder.
Wait, so we're in a town though, right? Or are we kind of just like? So
You were
we're
in
in a town.
you were in a very big town. Let me see if I
And
can't find an overall map of this
This
place.
is the inn is in the place we're in right now, or the inn is somewhere else.
The inn
Oh,
is
no,
in the
stairs
town.
to lodging. Okay. Oh wait,
The
no.
inn is inside the town.
We could also
Let me-
possibly
Oh,
look
okay.
around the town and make sure we have
I
whatever
think we should look
wares
at
we
the
need.
town first, because we're literally given a week of time to like look around basically before like it matters. Like if there's something we can do, I don't know. It'd
I'm
be
gonna
fun
put a
to just
link
get started.
in chat. That is a map of the city of Greyhawk itself, and one of these small white squares. Oh, I can
Oh,
usually
wow,
find
this
it on
really
here.
is big.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
this is a gigantic city.
Wow.
And let me find the
This
section
is
where
quite
the
large. Oh, and really quick, I feel like I screwed up. Where's the health like located on our thing?
it's right underneath armor class, initiative, and speed. It says current hit points.
Okay, I have 0. I'm
Um,
You
dead.
should have a hit point maximum up top, and then
Rip.
How do I
well,
determine the hit points again?
looks like pistachio's already dead.
I think it was 10 plus something.
Yeah, 10 plus your
Plus
no,
my
it's 8 plus your constitution modifier, right?
Okay.
Or
and
does
this-
that depend on your class?
Oh, I wrote it
It's in your
somewhere.
class.
Hit points 10 plus constitution plus d10 per level. Okay, so I have 11 hit points.
Okay, so the second link is a closer up of the river quarter of that entire city. So if you look at the big map, you can see how there's the upper section. That's kind of weird to describe. Anywho, that's a zoom in of everything, and one on the second link is the Green Dragon Inn
Okay.
off of Cargo Street. So this is a massive town, city, big old land. It is the gem of La Finesse. It is as impressive as people think that Dubai and New York and all these other places are. It's that place.
Okay.
Do they have any CrossFit here? Do they have a gym that I can use?
They have several sparring arenas that they'd be more than happy to teach you their methods at.
So that's in the top left corner of the first map.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see it.
Did the map that we just got say which exit to go out of?
But it's pointing at the bottom of the town.
Okay.
I see it as two ways. We can either spend our week here and then head out since we have a week paid, or we can try and get the job done and then come back and do what we want with whatever time we have paid.
Well, who's ill-equipped right now?
Well, I have decent weapons starting because of my my class and everything, and because of my I don't think I'm ill-equipped personally, but I'm fine to go shopping if people want to do that.
The Temple
Although
of
we don't
Nerul
have a lot
keeps
of
me well
money.
equipped.
I
We
kind
have-
of live off of the land, so I'm good to go.
We
I
only
have a
50
decent amount of
gold.
money.
Well, at least I have 5 gold starting.
Wait, you only have 5 gold?
Yeah.
Tells
How?
you
That
that should not be
Oh,
right because in
what
the
else,
player's
man?
handbook you straight up get gold like.
Maybe I'm missing it from.
I
another
think you
thing.
missed a thing in the equipment
I
because
think
like
you missed your race. Because you get 5 gold for being a hermit, but you also get a certain amount of gold for being an
you get a
elf.
starting wealth for your class too, which is however much D4
It
times.
doesn't talk about money. Maybe I didn't read from the
Ranger
register.
gets 5d4 times 10 gold pieces to start with for their
Oh
class.
wait, crap! I never finished my I never finished reading through that particular part.
Yeah, that's the
Roll for
equipment section.
that. I have all my equipment. I just forgot to do. Okay, wait. So what is the Rangers again?
5d4 times 10.
Okay, so it's 5d4, and then I'll go ahead and roll that.
So you have
I got 12,
120.
so 120. Okay. Cool. I don't think your race gives you a starting amount though. At least I don't see any on the elf.
All right.
No, your race doesn't. I was wrong.
So
Okay.
since Davros gave me the satchel, I kind of just keep the satchel on me, and I put it under my cape. I put it under my cape, and I keep the gold pieces there. I'm gonna add that to my stuff.
Yeah.
And as far as like your kind of your daily expense style, to maintain a modest lifestyle is 1 gold a day. A comfortable lifestyle is 2 gold a day, and a wealthy lifestyle is 4 gold a day. So like it's just it's here and there. We're not going to go too much into that. But like normal food and lodging, if you're going to be say at an inn, a comfortable inn is 8 silver pieces a day. A wealthy inn is 2 gold pieces a day. So I mean, you can go down to a squalid place, which is 7 copper a day. But this is considered to be a comfortable inn.
Okay.
Given the sheer size of the city, you're certain that there are much nicer inns, but this seems to be a very popular establishment.
Okay.
Question for you. Since I'm from Flyness, I'm guessing, do I know anything about Greyhawk, even though I didn't necessarily write it down in my backstory?
You're aware that Greyhawk is essentially the penultimate of cities. It accepts all different people are allowed to come to Greyhawk. They don't have any restrictions on anyone because about 10 years ago, they became under new management, and all crime was removed from the city.
And then the other question I have for you is, would my character happen to know if there's a temple to Nerul here?
There is a temple to Nerul here. There's a temple to all the Greyhawk faiths here.
All right. So I
And I
kind of
take
turned
it
to
that
my
my
party.
faith would be-
Before we depart, I
Couldn't hear
definitely.
whoever that was.
Sorry, David.
I was just asking if like a Temple of Sylvanas would be here, or like in a nearby forest.
Oh, there's a temple of an appropriate of nature deities and whatnot. It's the nature grove here actually isn't deity specific, but
Okay.
none of the nature deities have ever disagreed that it's a great park.
That it's a great park.
It's a great it's a little like you have a city park kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's where it is. It's a little wilderness grove. I believe it's in the upper northernmost. Yeah, it's in the northernmost part of the map.
I'll totally go with it.
Okay.
Before I leave, I definitely want to. Before we leave, I should say, I definitely want to stop by the Temple of Nerul and check in with my fellow acolytes.
Just wondering for keeping track, how many rations did we get?
They're not normal rations. You're not sure how long these are going to last
At
you.
least in the packs.
Okay.
Usually.
Yeah.
And it was all given to Pox, so
We'll just play.
They were thrown at Pox, so as far as we know, they're gone.
and so how
Fuck,
are
I didn't
we?
realize you could eat so much.
How are we describing like time? What like how is time read in our
We're just
world?
gonna
Like,
use standard like Earth terminology. There's
Okay,
24
so,
hours.
like-
There's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
okay. So say like I wanted us to meet at some time. Would it's just like how would I say that exactly?
Just
Like, yeah, I
use
wanted us to meet at sundown. Would I just say sundown?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
And then when
Meet
the
at
sun goes
sundown.
down.
Okay.
Oh,
Well-
okay.
If that's your guys' choice, if we need to split off, then let us all. What time would you all like to meet together?
I say that we meet tomorrow morning and head off right away.
Well, since we have lodging here, I figure we
Why
might
don't
as well
just
stay
go
one night.
before and stay
Yeah, it's not too
one night?
bad. All this crazy deity stuff is getting me super tired anyway.
Well, why don't we go then?
I go ahead and actually, I kind of pull Varys aside and I'm like, look, you're one of the few here that don't annoy me. If you'd like to join me on my walk to Temple of Nerul, I'd be more than glad to let you accompany me.
So Varys kind of, you can't see it like because of his mask,
Mhm.
but he kind of like tilts his head a bit and thinks about. His face would show that he's kind of thinking about it a bit. You know, I'm not one to really follow gods, but I can't say I'm not peculiar as to your practices, and I feel Maybe this is something better for us to get to know each other, so I wouldn't mind. I have nothing else to do.
All right, and then we head off towards the Temple of Zenural.
Awesome. Okay.
And I'll go to the nature-y place.
All right.
I'll go to the nature place too.
Cool. We got 2 places.
Oh shit.
No, that's what's wonderful. I love that. Remember, always split up the party.
Yeah, that's how you don't die in D&D.
At least we
Well,
all
I'm
won't die.
expecting enemies at this point.
Hey, I'm just saying,
He
we all
says.
can't die if we split up. Some of us will die.
As you walk,
Right.
as you walk outside the inn, standing right where the dragon is on the map, is
A dragon.
it's a guy that looks like a lizard. Some of you may have heard of them as lizard folk. Some of them may have called them troglodytes. Some of them may have just been called Saracen. You're not really sure, but it's definitely a guy that's a lizard, and no one seems to be paying him any mind. He just kind of
Do we see him, or is that us, or is that Pock and Ost?
all 4 of you see him when you go outside.
Oh, okay.
And if the other people tried to leave too fast, then he asks politely for you to stop. But he tries to smile a toothy grin, and you can tell that he's trying to be sincere, and it just comes off as creepy.
Is he trying to ask for money or something? Or
And he just smiles at you, hasn't said anything.
Do you need
Bear's
something?
kind of.
No. He smiles.
Okay.
wait, my connection just cut. What did Davros just say?
You need
Do you
something.
need something? Can I go ahead and insight check this dude?
Yep.
Alright. That's
Is he holding
1d20
anything,
plus
by the way?
3 for me.
No, he is wearing very simple, basically monk's robes style thing. Like if he could be a shaved head monk, he would be, but he's a shaved scale monk.
That's
The
what I'm-
insight you get from him is that he clearly wants he doesn't want something from you, but he wants to be doing something, and it's going to involve you. Like you get the impression that he's gonna just kind of hang around you like an annoying person who just wants to hang over your shoulder the entire time you're doing something.
I kind of.
Okay,
Oh, go ahead.
Can I do a religion check?
Yes, you can.
Okay. That would be 1d20 plus 3. Okay, I got a 14.
All right. You do see that he is wearing a holy symbol, just the way it kind of doesn't blend in with the rest of him. It is. You're not sure which god it's for, but it's a circle with a curved line. Looks like it's mimicking a horizon in the center of it.
Okay.
But he looks to be a devout follower, just the way he has his self, held, and the way the holy symbol is prominent on him.
Are you sure there isn't something you need from us?
No.
Okay, I walk away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guess he doesn't need anything. Davros, let's go.
As Varys and I kind of walk away, I just whisper to him. I'm kind of like, keep an eye on that one. I don't really trust him.
Me?
You can't really.
No,
or
to
at least-
the lizard dude.
Okay,
The
I was
lizard
gonna
dude.
say, yeah.
About the lizard guy.
Okay,
Alright.
I definitely don't trust him either, but there's nothing that I sense at the moment that makes him seem like a bad person, so I won't like react to it at all.
So, so Davros can't really. He sees like a little bit of shifting under like my cape,
Mhm.
but he can't see it. But I have 2 daggers inside my belt that I kind of keep my hand on as we walk on.
As Davros and Varys begin walking, the weird lizard guy is walking with you.
Oh, so he's walking with them.
All right, so I'm gonna turn around and try to intimidate this guy as to why he's following us.
Okay.
All right, let me
Okay,
go ahead and get
Me
this.
and Pac are just standing somewhere. Kinda.
We're like
You
heading
guys
We're
are-
beginning to walk. Wait, are
You
we
guys are-
walking off or are we?
You guys are walking away.
Oh,
Okay, we walked
natty
away,
20.
David.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Wait, what'd you roll?
A natty 20?
No. What was the check for?
Intimidation, because I'm getting sick and
Oh,
tired of this dude
okay.
following us.
This guy is.
Why are
It's a
you?
great time-
Hold up.
It's a great time to bring this up. When you guys are doing social rolls, or you're doing intelligence checks, any kind of checks in general, your characters are more persuasive or intelligent or wise or whatever that than you may be.
Yeah.
However, I'd still like you to attempt to use
Oh, yeah.
as much description and verbal words. This isn't just saying you're not doing it yet, but in the future. Now, if you go into a situation where I'm asking you a riddle, your character who has like a 210 IQ, he's probably going to figure this thing out. You may not be so much, so you'll be able to roll in those situations. But I want you guys to put forth a concerted effort to try to figure them
Yeah,
out. I'm not
for
Oh
going
yeah.
to.
If
Yeah.
the way that
So-
we sorry, this is the way we did it. We generally did our roll, and then we gave an equivalent
Yep.
explanation of what we did with our roll.
And one thing that I do that it's not in the rule book at all. I will grant you unnamed bonuses based on description if you are, because you're just like, I'm really awesome, everyone loves me, and you do some kind of persuasion check, you're not getting shit. But
Yeah.
if you actually give me a good argument, like if you're lawyering the hell out of something, oh yeah, you're getting a bonus. You
Cool,
won't
cool.
know about it, but I will. So go ahead.
All right. So I kind of, like you said, he keeps following us. So I immediately, like, after just taking a couple of steps, I immediately get fed up with this. I don't like, not knowing why someone's following me. So I pull my scythe off my back because, that's where it hangs, and I immediately
Mhm.
just like quickly turn, like, as quick as I possibly can, and I'm like, you're going to hold up. You're going to explain why you're following us right now, and I
Right.
don't want any more shifty answers.
Varys kind of like Davros spins so fast with so much force, he kind of like falls back a bit, or not falls back, but steps back a bit, a little surprised by the sudden turn.
Very well. And, how close is the scythe to his body, to the lizard guy's body? Like, are you actually like up at him, or are you?
More kind of like it's between us, but I'm not actually like got it to his head, anything like that. It's
Okay.
the scythe itself is more of kind of like a warning of this is my reach, come within it and you will be attacked.
He still looks just as confused and perplexed as he has been. He's like, I I help you.
Start with your name.
Progdor.
All that.
Progdor.
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 Who sent you?
And he mutters something in a language that none of you know.
Um
But he ends it with grand.
okay. So then I kind of realized that he's not very fluent in common at this point, or at least I assume so.
He is not.
And at this point I throw my scythe back onto my back. And at this point I still keep my distance, still not very trustworthy of him, but
Mhm.
at this point I'm like, are you to help us with the deity problem? And I kind of point at his amulet when I say deity.
He looks down at his chest and he kind of grabs it and he's like, Farlangen, not bad.
I'm not saying he is.
Wait, what did he say?
Actually,
Actually, wait, I can't hear.
sorry, you said Farlang?
Farlangen.
Farlangen. Um,
I can spell
can,
that if
can I
someone
can I
really
do
wants
a
me
can
to.
I do a religion check to see if I
Yeah,
would
do that for me.
possibly know anything about this god?
I go nuts. Actually, no.
Farlangen?
No, you're from here. You know it automatically.
Okay, yep.
Everyone who has walked a road knows Farlangen. He is the god of travel.
All right.
It is F-H-A-R.
F-A-H-R.
F-H-A-R-L-A-N-G-H-N.
Okay.
He is the god of horizons and travel.
Okay.
All right. All right. So now I'm like, I know Farlangen's not bad, but are you to help us with those that are bad?
God's not bad. God's gods. Is your, and he's pointing at your scythe.
Mhm.
Is your god bad?
My god's misunderstood.
Yes.
At this point, I ask him, do you know of the well?
He points towards points towards the north part of town, where the nearest well presumably would be.
Well, I guess he doesn't.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that. What just happened?
He pointed. Sorry.
Yeah. He whenever asked if he knew about the well, he pointed towards what presumably was the nearest well, not in the direction. you guys were traveling.
Gotcha. Okay.
He didn't point in the direction you're supposed to be traveling in. He just pointed up the road a bit.
And then
Bears kind of chuckles a little.
He's like, thirsty?
kind of speaking slowly, I'm like, how do you help?
He really is just struggling with the comment. He's not. Nope.
Wait, he's a lizard, so like
He's a lizard.
he probably speaks a lizard language.
Probably.
Lizard.
Walk on 4 legs.
Four legs.
So something that can walk on 4 legs.
Oh,
help us.
do you mean
horses?
horses?
Ben, we don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
Yes.
Actually,
yes.
would you like us to move to a different room since we're not hearing this conversation?
As long as you're not the moving to a different room only matters to me whenever it's secretive type stuff. This is just what's happening in the street. A random passerby can tell you about this exchange.
Okay.
Are you to give us horses for our journey?
Horses would definitely help.
Or small horses for small people.
So you mean
that.
ponies for the gnomes?
One gnome?
One gnome, yes, one gnome.
Yes, 3 large horses and 1 non-large horses.
Do you know where the stable is so we can talk with whoever's there?
Yes? He seems confused.
The horses, where are they?
And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out 4 figurines, each one carved in the image of a horse, but one of them is smaller than the others.
Are
my
these
God.
are these like whistles? If I look at these, do they look like whistles or anything like that?
They look like intricately carved figurines out of wood.
I guess do an Arcana check on these then.
Exactly what I was thinking, but I can't.
Oh my god!
Holy shit! Do I have like minus in magic or anything?
I have a 0. I just have a 0 on Arcana.
Oh my god!
Wow.
These are very clearly magic, but you're not sure as to what degree. Having not been formally trained in it, you know a magic item when you see one, but as far as its function, it's a little bit more for those who have been trained.
Since I know, sorry, I don't know, so I just kind of turned to Varus, and I'm like, would you know anything about these magical horse figurines?
Should I could roll Arcana. Should I just roll Arcana for that?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is okay. Oh. I mean,
You have heard of figurines that can do more than they appear, but as far as these figurines, you're looking at some pretty fancy wood carvings, as far as you know.
I've heard some crazy I've heard some crazy tales from a couple of the women I've been with about these kind of figurines, but I'm sorry, just nothing specific.
So I turn back to the lizard dude.
Ogdor.
And so very slowly I'm like, how do I use?
And he starts like lifting his right leg up in the air as if he's trying to mimic getting on top of a horse, and
I kind of hand him back one of the taller figurines.
uh
How do I ride this? I kind of hand it towards him.
and this marvelous light of realization goes across his eyes as he his tongue slips out and licks one of them. His eyes, not at the figurine. He's like, ac activation.
Activation?
Yes.
How?
He takes it and he says, break on ground with space.
Okay, thank you. And I reach for the take back the one that I handed towards him.
He gives it back.
Thank you. Anything else?
Not as much space for little horses.
Okay. Thank you for the assistance. And I kind of like tip my head, since I had that kind of upbringing, give him a
Mhm.
nice bow and then kind of start walking away again.
Yeah, Varys also behind him gives him a graceful bow as well.
He returns a perfect bow. Like, it is very courtly.
Okay.
Holy shit.
And do you guys start walking back towards the temple?
Yeah, walking back towards the temple, and I kind of throw a look over my shoulder as we walk away to see what he does.
He's following you.
Oh my god.
Well,
I kinda-
absolutely nothing except got a couple of horses.
I kind of lean over to Davos and I'm just like, the lizard helped us out. I mean, what harm can you really do?
Just make sure he doesn't put a dagger in my back.
Don't worry, he won't get past me. And so my hand is still readily on
And-
the 2 daggers on my belt.
And can you both give me an insight check?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Is it insight, right?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
Dude, my rolls are awful this
Alright.
game.
That's what I get
Everything-
for 2d20s.
Everything is well in the world. Okay, now we go on to Puck and Ost.
Well, you guys learned nothing. Okay. No, that's good. Okay, so where exactly are we going? Because
You're going northeast.
okay.
And
I saw a little forest on the map. Is that where we're going?
Yep, that's where you're heading.
Okay. Sounds good.
You guys head up that way. As you walk up there, you're just kind of looking around town. You had a chance to see more of the kind of the busier section from where they're heading. They're heading to a less occupied area. Everyone's inside right now getting some food. You guys are going to more where some of the markets are, and you're seeing a very, very large concentration of gnome and elf citizens in the city. Like, just in general, it's oddly disproportionate. No one's being like, you don't see anyone being ridiculed for being an orc, or you see a guy who looks like he's part dragon. Because maybe he's wearing a costume because it's really fancy and the wings move on their own. Cosplayers are all the rage right now. I'm telling you.
Oh shit, that's fucking awesome.
You see
Lots of players are quite nice.
You see lots of different races, but you see a disproportionately large amount of gnomes and elves. Just letting you know.
Okay.
As you're going up, no one really stops you or harasses you about anything. There's a couple people nod at you and smile. There's a couple guards that they give you a quick once over, but nothing that's like leering at you, or they don't give their weapons to the ready. Nothing of that nature.
Okay.
And you guys reach the grove, and it is very clearly, especially for Pocky, this is very, very much a happy place for druids. Everything is allowed to grow as it pleases. The few animals that are scurrying about, no eagles. The few animals that are scurrying about they seem content and happy. They're running over people. They're just, there's not a lot of druids here either.
Now,
or
this
not a lot-
is more like it.
not a lot of people rather, but it just has that overwhelming sense of, oh, this is a real piece of nature that somehow is surviving very happily inside this nestled metropolitan area. So
Okay.
you instantly get that feeling. As far as for us, You get a little bit of that being kind of a nature guy, but not to the same severity. You get that this is very well arranged, and this, it's the plants are healthy, but you don't get that same spiritual.
Yeah,
feeling.
it's not. Is it like a forest, or is it like kind of just like a little plant, like a little hill area? I don't know.
It's like a little mini grove. Like it'd be.
Okay.
Um,
Give me like a size here, like football field, or like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. More circular.
Okay.
So
And so
as you come in, a very old, you can't tell what race person comes up to you. Blessings be upon you. Do you have need of rest? And he sounds tired as he's speaking.
I don't really
can you-
need a place of rest.
Wait,
but
can you describe the guy first?
He looks like a shorter version of Hagrid from the Harry Potter movies.
Oh my god.
Except
Okay.
his hair looks more like their fine branches, and his skin, you could swear it's bark.
Wow.
You can't really tell if he's supposed to be a dwarf or a human or what. He's just old wizened dude.
Jeez.
okay.
Okay.
I just want to put for the record that my skin tone is like bark colored, like darkish bark.
He actually has like the striations and little knots here. Where,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure we really need a place of rest, but I really wanted to come down and pay my respects.
That is very welcome here. Do you revere certain deity?
Absolutely. I revere all of the best nature deities. Hold on. I'm trying to think.
Sylvanas?
I'm not actually sure what my deity is.
What? Sorry.
You don't need to be. The Obadiah, Sylvanas,
Okay.
random ones.
I guess I kind of do. It's not something I'm too fond of, but I know of them.
I really love them. They are just kind of best people ever. Best gods ever. They keep everything in balance and make sure the world is great.
Balance is desired, much as it seems you balance myself.
What do you mean?
You seem to be quicker than I.
True, but that doesn't mean you don't meet or you don't know a lot.
No. Balance takes all forms.
Okay.
Can I like do? So what's the check here? I want to do a check on him because I'm very curious. I'm not sure like if a nature check would be good here or
Nature
if,
check
like...
would be fantastic here.
Okay, I'll do the nature check then. I heavily recommend that David does that as well.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'd be fine doing that.
Okay, nature is +3, 1d20. Oh my god! I know what to take. Okay, here's me.
Okay.
I take a look around and I notice that there are quite a few nice-looking plants, and I notice that he looks similar to the plants.
I stole all the good rolls.
Tried all of the things I learned in the forest for that like couple minutes. So.
You are aware that there is a squirrel nearby, and that squirrels typically like to climb trees. That's what you have determined with your nature check.
Puck. Nice.
Puck, as far as looking at him directly, it's very clear that he was a dwarf, but
Okay.
something has happened, and you have heard about members of your particular circle who are able to almost always be in a slightly different form, and it's likely that he is taken on the form of what's known as an ent or a tree.
Okay.
in some places, but clearly not the same size as legends tell. But he is most likely he has altered his form to be of that type of creature.
Okay.
Does he
Whereas-
look like he's in need of help, or?
No, he looks like he is great. He's just a
Okay.
little bit slow on the pickup.
Sir, it seems like you might be part of the Circle of the Moon. Could you tell me anything about it? I'm rather new to it.
Well, I could indeed.
But will you?
First off, you have to understand what a circle is, and he will diatribe the hell out of this if you let him. You would just sit there and listen to him.
How much time is it gonna take? Well,
How much
I'm a
time
bit.
you got?
I'm kind of like if I'm being in character here, I get a bit impatient.
Yeah.
Quite easily. So if it doesn't seem like it's very beneficial, I will go on. But I'll ask Pak. I'll be like, Pak, do you want to keep listening to this man?
Yes.
Yes.
Fine then. Keep on listening.
You have to realize I'm like a scholar of natural religions and stuff. So
I'm sorry
we
for
keep
stealing all the
listening.
good rolls.
Don't worry, I have plenty of them. So he will continue on, and he explains in very slow but very nice detail about the meaning behind the original druid circles and how they were literally plant formations that were used to teach humanoids how to arrange themselves in a more unified pattern. It goes into how the Fae helped to influence the understanding of changing different forms and how those abilities were transferred through the Fae into normal humanoid races. So, he theorizes that all druids have a touch of Fae inside of them as a result. He chuckles a couple times and says, "Of course, your kind, being gnome, would know more about that than most, as gnomes are historically tied to being Fae-like creatures." And he'll start going through all of his time being an adventurer, and he'll literally as long as you have, he will talk about what it is to be a druid to him.
Wow.
okay, let's act like I stayed around to listen to all that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. What happened to me at some point is I kind of like lightly wandered off, and then I walked back, and then I wandered off again and walked back and started like kind of tapping my foot against the ground, but partially listening.
On your second loop around, just kind
Yeah.
of walking back, a wood elf approaches you. It's like, oh, you seem to be listening to, well, no one's really sure what his name is. We just call him him.
Him.
Not enjoying his story?
Yes, it was quite good, but I got a little bored of him over time, I would say.
Well, he won't get bored of you, that's for certain. Is there something you need here, or just here enjoying the scenery?
No, we're just wandering around here until we leave tomorrow morning to go on an adventure. I don't know if you happen to know anything about the road to Barsane from here.
Oh, yes, I know quite a few things about the road to Barsave. I have traveled there many a time in my adventures. I used to also be an adventurer, like I'm sure he's telling your friend now. By the looks
How
of it.
old are you then?
Myself, I'm 300 years old.
Oh wow, you're only 200 more than me.
Oh, you're a young one. Wow, getting out into the world rather early.
Oh wait, crap, I'm 200. Well, I'll just change that to 100.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Well, I mean, I kind of have to for reasons that I won't delve into right now.
Heads up, I'm using the bathroom real quick.
Ooh,
Okay.
kinky. Oh well, I won't pry into your past, no problem. So, but do you have business in Barsave or just vacationing?
Yes, you could call it business. I've been given a task there, and I just wanted to know a bit about the road getting to there, just on the offhand that we run into anything.
Oh, shouldn't be anything too dangerous out there. I mean, not really much comes near here anymore. It's probably about a 2 days walk.
Is there a tree, like a single tree on the way there, or is it a huge forest?
No, there's a rather sizable stump on the way.
Okay. And then what about a boulder?
Yes, you're gonna veer easterly once you reach the boulder.
We're gonna veer east.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What happens if we don't?
You won't reach bar save.
Okay, okay.
The road will take you, I believe, to Divers, but that's a couple weeks travel actually.
Oh wow. Okay, well, is there anything you recommend taking on the road?
Just normal camping supplies, provided you seem somewhat adept at not making too much of a mess in our grove. So I imagine you'd be fine, finding shelter and whatnot. So there'll be
Okay.
small copses of trees and nothing too extravagant out that way.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I guess I kind of wander back around, and
Yep, no problem. And
but David's in the bathroom, so I guess he can go to it.
No, I'm back.
Oh, you back? Oh shit. Okay. Well, I just got back from my conversation, and I guess I'll tell you that on the way to Barsane, there is actually a huge stump. Legitimately, there's just one stump, and then there's a boulder. And when we get to the boulder, we have to go east to get to Barsane.
I'm using the
I
bathroom. real quick.
remember the first time I saw that stump.
I remember that.
It wasn't a stump then. Well, originally. But when it became a stump, I remember seeing it. Stump
How did it become a
forms.
You are so knowledgeable, old man.
Stump forms when a tree has been fallen. The roots.
What happens to the roots? Come on, tell us more.
Roots retain enough life to not decay. As such, many times stumps have been maintained as places of gathering or construction.
Wow.
When this stump was formed, lumber was used to create many ships and other instruments of war. War
Instruments of
happens
war.
when two opposing or more opposing forces determine they cannot resolve.
Yes, we know that war happens when two opposing people are doing this,
At such
not and
times,
arguing with each other.
diplomacy has likely failed.
Well, I mean, I guess at this.
Conflict results in loss of life. Too often, this loss of life extends to nature as well as those engaged in the conflict. As such was with this now stump.
I'm back, by the way.
Are you done?
No, I was resting. Ow.
Okay, at
yeah.
this point, I get like impatient enough to just like grab Puck and like almost start to drag him out. Like I'm like kind of like leaning towards the door, like holding on to his hat or like whatever. And I'm like, come on, let's go. And like,
I guess I'll see you later, man.
Should you wish to return, I will still be here, as this is where I have chosen to continue my existence as both caretaker, and he'll keep going.
yes, thank you very much. We're off now. Bye.
Man, that guy was so cool.
You have reached the Temple of Nerul, switching to the other group.
Oh, thank God.
Quite literally, think yours.
How large is this temple?
This temple is about the size of a normal house in Arizona. Just,
Okay.
not too extravagant.
I
nothing
figured
fancy.
as much, but I was curious.
Yeah, it's not a giant monolith or anything. It's just nice. There are some acolytes outside, very, very obviously wearing symbols of Nerul. Some that are more focused on skull, some that are more focused on scythe. It just kind of depends, but they're still very obviously proper symbols. They see you and they incline their head, seeing the scythe on your back. Good day. Are you a fellow acolyte of our good god
The
Nerul? And they
the
do say
name
good god
is
Nerul.
huh? Sorry,
Hmm?
what'd you say there?
They specifically say, "Are you a follower or a good god Nerul?" They specifically say "good god" like it's an emphasis for some weird ass reason.
I kind of bow my head. Davros Galantara, Paladin of Nerul.
I kind
Came
of
to
bow,
see
like following.
came to see my sister temple.
Ah, very well met. Um, feel free to go inside and commune if you should desire. Nerul has been somewhat quiet as of late, but he is obviously more talkative to those who are truly devout. You can tell they're low level acolytes.
Yeah.
They probably just started doing. They're out working the street. They're not fancy by any means.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
as we kind of go inside, I kind of say, uh, do not fear death, but embrace it, and then walk inside.
Okay. Um, like before we walk in, I kind of take a moment before the door, and I quickly like change the mask that I wear. I change the mask from the kind of like poshest kind of like high society type of mask. I change it to like a black mask that kind of has like, instead of like round eye holes, it kind of has rectangular tiny slits on the mask.
Okay.
And I take it inside.
All right, no problem. No one, stops you from doing anything of that nature. Varys gets a couple sidelong glances, but then once they see Davros, they're like, "Oh, never mind, he's with them." Like because clearly they all have some type of stylized skull scythe, something of that regard. So they're just
Mhm.
recognizing you don't have the trappings, and oh wait, the person you're with, yeah, he's got it. You go back into the main temple, and there is a actual priest, not quite cleric level, but an actual priest, not just acolyte, who welcomes you. It's like, greetings, paladin. Is there something I can do for you, or are you simply here to commune?
I give him a handshake, a good kind of like welcoming handshake. I'm like, simply came to both speak with Nerul once before I left and kind of explain what it is exactly Nerul stands for to my friend here.
Ah, very well. If you wish, I could explain some of what Nerul stands for while you commune, but if you wish to do so yourself, you would know more than I.
Could I? I'm kind of looking around. Can I do a perception check for the inside of the temple?
Yep, sure.
Okay.
Looking for anything in particular, or just seeing what you see?
I'm just taking in what I'm seeing and kind of interpreting everything. Let's see. There we go.
You see quite a few stylized images, what would be considered like a Reaper type visage. There's quite a few tomes in small, uncluttered bookcases. Most of them look very old, and there are individual little, not necessarily rooms, but little alcoves that one could go into with small altars, presumably for praying at. The priest is wearing modest garments. They are well made, but they're not of particularly fancy material. Every time when you see a kind of a depiction of the Grim Reaper visage or deity, it's not done so in the normal kind of a dark motif. It's more done as him helping someone, like him lifting someone up from lifting an astral form up from a body.
Mhm.
It's definitely seen as more as a positive image than it is as a scary image.
Um,
Huh.
in response to the priest, I'm like, I would be more than glad to have you speak to him. I would love to hear how other priests decide it is to teach about Nerul.
Very well.
I'm all ears.
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, sir, and he's looking to Varys. Nerul is a god of death. Now, that is not something to be feared, as all things must die. So you must not fear death, you must embrace it. So you've heard him kind of parrot back something that you've heard your companions say, so clearly this is a thing they do.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad motive to live by.
Now, there are times that our deity asks us to understand that death is necessary, even though it may not seem timely. I myself lost my sister when I was quite young. She was merely a couple years older than myself, and I spent a fair bit of time trying to discern why it was that my sister had to pass on. And while I will never get a true explanation, I now have come to understand and trust that Nerul had his reason for ensuring that she was no longer dealing with the mortal world. I have come to find out years later, after that fact, that there was a plague sweeping through the small village I was from, and that plague did target younger females more often than not. So rather than have her suffer through intense pain, boils, and disease, I believe that he spared her and showed me the light that death is sometimes a worthwhile embrace.
As he's kind of explaining his story
Mhm.
to Varys, my eyes kind of get teary and I look down because it brings back memories of my family and what happened before I joined uh Nerul.
And he, as he's talking, he gently leans out and rests a hand on your shoulder and just continues. And he'll tell you that many people have always depicted gods of death as evil, and while that is certainly true, it is how one interprets evil and how one understands evil that they understand evil is not bad. Evil is necessary for there to be good, and all that kind of argument of trying to say, "Hey, we're not that bad, guys." He also will reveal to you that rather than just being a god of death, Nerul also, sorry, he also handles kind of a passing or almost travel, and that oftentimes there have been those who theorize that Nerul and Farlangen are in fact brothers. They both represent journey from one place to another, one more in the literal sense, one more in the spiritual sense.
Hmm.
And that's a teaching that Davros you have not heard yet.
Okay.
It's not like he didn't misquote anything or take anything horribly out of context. It's just a different interpretation of a possible connection.
That is something new that even I have learned in my many years spent at a temple.
Well, thank you
I'm glad
for
that I could have imparted some wisdom onto you, if you will view it as such.
well, thank you for sharing your story. I know that it must be difficult, so I appreciate it.
Once was difficult, but now it is instructional. So I
Of course.
appreciate your concern. Thank you.
At this point, I kind of turn towards Varys and I go, before we leave for tonight, I would like to speak with Nerul. If you don't mind, just either standing next to me or just waiting here. I'll walk back with you.
Yeah, no problem. Just catch me outside. You do your thing.
All right. And so I kind of go towards where everyone's kind of the worship spot where everyone kind of prays.
I'm gonna steal you into a secret chat for a sec.
Okay.
As he's telling the story about his sister dying, your circlet also starts to chill.
Okay. All right.
I just
And we're back.
realized I muted myself.
Okay,
Cool.
so I kind of make my way outside, and I kind of after I open the door, I close it, and I kind of just lean against the wall next to the door.
Okay.
I don't spend too
if you're
much time.
as you're standing there, just kind of standing watching people. The street acolytes, they're still just kind of talking to people, wishing them good day, and occasionally another worshiper will come through, but there are still people who seem to give them a bit of a wide berth as they walk by. But it's not as like they're being antagonized against or anything of that nature. No one's like actively against them. They're just like, I'm not going to go near the Goths.
Right.
Adam?
So 1 second. Sorry about that. There was just people speaking. So I kind of approached the spot where we spend our time. And I kind of not really anything particular, just my usual stuff. From backstory, praying for help and eliminating those that have walked the wrong way. And I kind of sit there just waiting to see if I can, I kind of ask him why it is that I was chosen for this particular adventure and just kind of sit there pensively, just kind of on my knees thinking and stuff like that.
All right. As you're going through there, you are getting you have a feel of completion about you. Like this is definitely a place where your God is very clearly here. He is listening to you. He's not responding as he typically doesn't,
Mhm.
but he is definitely kind of with you and watching. And as you're thinking, I'm not really getting any strict answers or anything. I need to look where you are. So stop clicking that.
Oh, sorry.
Good.
I didn't realize you turned it.
Yep, that was me. Haha. There again. As you kind of stand and you still feel like I said, a feeling of completion here. As you stand and begin to turn, and as you're thinking on your last question, quickly a image of Verithan pops into your head and then leaves as quickly.
All right. So as I'm there, I kind of I kind of ask, will following these series of quests lead me closer to my end goal? And then kind of just sit there for a few more minutes.
You don't really get any read one way or the other.
Mhm. At this
Yep.
point, I kind of close my prayer, just kind of and whisper to myself, because I still, especially after hearing his story and it bringing up memories, I go kind of whisper to myself, death is not to be feared, but to be accepted. And I kind of just get up from my spot and kind of bow towards the priest and walk towards the door.
Okay. He'll bow his head to you as you leave, and there we go. All right, so we have completed a little bit of time spending chat with Nerul and learning about gods. We've talked to a very old tree dwarf and gotten rather annoyed by him.
I liked him.
Oh, I know you did, and he liked you.
Well, I did
This guy, that tree dwarf, can clearly not handle CrossFit. So what's the point?
it. Oh, I didn't tell them I was a vegan. Shit.
I know.
Rip.
I'm just waiting for it.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Wait, did we meet up, or is it like the end of the day? Did we meet up?
I'm asking. Right
Uh,
now, it's probably just a little afternoon. I mean, you walk around the town, takes a bit of time talking to people. So you're a little past noon. You started mid morning, so it's been a few hours.
I kind of ask
Okay.
Varys if there's anything he needs to see.
Oh, sorry. I completely apologize. As you guys were approaching the temple, the acolytes bowed to the troglodyte, and he stayed outside. And then when you come back out, he's still there.
As Varys was kind of leaning on the wall and waiting for Davros to do what he wanted to do, he
Mhm.
kind of just like sat there. The black mask actually doesn't allow people to see his eyes,
Mhm.
so to him, it seems like he's looking down, but the entire time his eyes have kind of been fixated on him, kind of watching what he's been doing.
Waves at you.
I wave gently back.
It's very much an awkward. I don't know why you're here, but we're waving.
Yeah, that kind of wave, like yeah, hey.
He does to you as well. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I am patiently waiting.
so as I come out of the temple, I kind of see Varys leaning up against the wall, and I'm like, is there anything specific you want to do since you came with me?
No, I got everything I need.
All right.
So I guess we kind of.
Do you want to go get a
make our
drink?
way.
Would you like to begin
Now you're.
Are you guys
now
gonna-
you're speaking my language.
you guys gonna go have a drink? Do you want to hit up back to the Green Dragon Inn, or do you want to go elsewhere?
I'm fine with going back to the Green Dragon Inn.
Yeah, Sam.
As we're going back though, I kind of give Varys a little bit of information of my backstory.
Hmm.
So
Trogdor is still behind you.
very quietly. I do not trust Trogdor.
Give me a perception.
Me?
No, that
Okay.
was.
What is this? You said perception? I rolled it. 10.
Cool. And we're walking.
Oh, great. Um, so I kind of the things that I tell him is uh I kind of tell him that as a kid, without knowing it, Nerul was coming to me in dreams. Um, and then I also tell him that uh in the end, to be able to get to Nerul as he had possessed my body, I had to kill my own father. And as I get outside, see the rest of my family and our servants laid slain before me. And then at that point, I was inducted as a young child into this temple. Or not a young child, but more like a teenager, kind of.
Varys is behind the mat. Like you can't really tell like how he's reacting behind the mask. His face kind of just stays kind of just going straight as we continue walking. But he finally speaks and he says, "I'm surprised that you're willing to reveal so much information about yourself to me. But I guess since we've been chosen for this crazy divine quest, I guess it's not a big surprise." And the way he says it, kind of like he's not trying to like be rude, but like, you know, he perceived it. He just took it. He just took the story and acknowledged it for the most part.
And Varys, you go ahead and give me perception too.
Roger.
I'm gonna control C our 1d20.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
And you're walking. And okay, so you guys are heading back to the Green Dragon Inn. Austin, Puck, what are you doing?
So I pray at the temple to my various gods, and then after I step out, I spend about 30 minutes speaking with animals and looking around for any vegetation that.
Wait, where are we right now? Are we?
We're still in the foresty area.
Oh yeah, okay. I have something I want to ask. Or I want to do a perception check or something.
Okay. I'm going around the forest looking for plants that are struggling in any sort of way and use druidcraft on them to make them more healthy.
Sadly, because you want to be helpful, you don't find anything. But very happily, you find that everything is extremely well tended to.
This place is so beautiful.
So, am I allowed to like pick herbs here? If there's like herbs, or if there's like something here, like that I can use like for medicine or something like that.
You see others doing just that, but they're in specific they're clearly herb gardens. They don't have they're not like rows and ranks and files of plants, but they are clearly, oh, there's a bunch of herbs over there in that one little cluster. They're helping to cross pollinate themselves and all that fun, or crossbreed, whatever. So yeah, you can go and pick herbs. Just you can tell that some people are doing.
What should I roll for this? Like,
Sure.
Or should I not roll at all? Do I just know there's herbs there? Like,
as far as knowing that, you just know it. I mean, that's.
I just know there's herbs there. So I go.
If you actually want to harvest some, you
like,
roll.
what I want to specifically look for are like medicinal herbs. So, I guess
Most of what's there is.
Say that again.
Most of what is there is medicinal in nature.
Okay, then I'll go and pick some of the herb.
Give me a nature check.
A nature check? Okay. That would be exactly what I have.
The hot one.
I just wanted to pick some herbs. Okay.
You're able to get a couple leaves, but in doing so, you actually break one of the base stems.
Oh no!
And another druid comes by, and you can tell he's trying to hide his annoyance. He's like, "Would you like me to show you how that's done?"
My character would just be like, no, that's fine. I'll be going now.
Have a blessed day.
And then I
and then goes back.
Apologize and kind of just like quickly walk off.
And then Puck, as you're walking by, you see a plant that's been damaged by a careless.
And I cast druidcraft on it.
And the plant feels much better. Everyone cheers.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. So
+1 to leaf. Okay.
now that I've done my praying and talking to small animals, I get together with Ost and suggest that we head back to the bar and eat some rations for lunch.
Okay, but only if these are vegan. And
Now
then
I need,
Well-
I need Pock and Ost to both give me perception checks.
Okay, yeah, and then I start talking to him all about veganism, and telling him all about these recipes that I like making so much, and
All
how
about the kale.
I'm going to be very upset if these rations are not vegan, which I assumed they aren't, and I am very upset now because they're not vegan. And I asked Pak if he is vegan.
Pock, are you vegan?
No, not necessarily, but like I can do stuff that can get us some food for us.
Well, whatever. I guess we're on an adventure, so
Did he cut out for
Uh,
anyone else?
Did I?
Yeah.
You kind of. Let's see here. Do we have a chat channel, like a
Okay.
text channel?
what
Okay.
do we see? I got 16.
We didn't hear what you were doing. You blanked out for us.
It's just continuous to go on veganism land, and if we're adventuring together, he supposes he can handle it.
Oh, okay.
Pock, as you're walking, you are very, very aware that you're being told about veganism. Ost, you actually get the impression that, and you're not 100% certain, but you're pretty sure there's a shrubbery following you.
Okay. A shrubbery?
Yes.
Wait.
A small bush, roughly 2.5, 3 feet high, somewhere in there.
Okay, wait. Is it like a person or is it like a plant enemy? Because that's something I have a specialty in, is plant enemies.
I'm aware of this. You are under the impression that a shrubbery, what you are aware of in yourself and what you've interpreted is that there is a small shrub following you.
Okay. I kind of lightly turn around and like put my arm in front of Pak. I'm like, wait, just stop for a second. And I kind of turn around and look at the shrubbery.
Okay, both give me additional perception checks. Add 5 to your roll, additional from what you normally have.
Okay, that's gonna be pretty awesome. I got 21. No, I didn't. I got 16. That's kind of hilarious. But David got 20. Pak got 20.
You are still sure that there's a small shrubbery there.
Okay.
You see, at the roots of the shrubbery, where they should be going to the ground, they actually look more like shoelaces than they do roots.
Okay. Wait, is there someone there? Reveal yourself.
No.
No. Still no.
And
Okay.
the plant has said no to you.
Okay, I start to like walk towards it.
As you
Wait,
start to
you-
approach the plant, it runs very quickly between the two of you and the direction of where you were walking towards the inn. If you try to reach out and grasp at it, you can't quite get a hold of anything. Maybe you get a couple of leaves or two, but this shrubbery is
Okay.
booking it. It is
That's
it is
fair.
fine.
Okay. Well, I say after that shrub.
Wait! Stop. I'd like to use detect magic as a ritual, which takes like 10 minutes.
Which will take a while.
But yeah. Wait, we should know more about him before we go after him. What if he's hostile?
I don't really think that it's hostile, if I'm going to be honest with you. It seemed like it was pretty, I don't know, gnome-like, based off what I've already seen. But I mean,
What was the height of the shrubbery?
What?
What was the height of the shrubbery?
It was 2.5 to 3 feet.
Ooh. Yeah, that is pretty gnomish.
but if you want to do detect magic, I mean, I guess that's cool.
It would take you 10 minutes to do the.
Although,
that's
yeah,
okay.
like we will be standing here. I think we're just better off going in the direction
Well,
that he went
the
or
thing that
she
you're
went.
the thing that you'd be detecting would no longer be there. So,
Huh.
using magic on
Especially
the
if he ran
road.
around the corner.
Wait, did we lose sight of?
Yes, you do.
Oh shit. Okay, well then, okay. There's no footsteps. I can like, you investigate.
You heard nothing.
Okay, shit.
There are no traces of anything left behind. It's just no, and then
Are
runs
you gonna
as soon
set
as
the
you
bush
approach
on
it.
fire at some point? Because that's a very like symbolic thing if you do.
This is a game about deities. I can set a bush on fire if I want to.
Please,
How-
and then I can talk to God finally. Okay.
How well can I speak to animals?
Very well.
Okay, I'd like to. Like, is there a squirrel or some smallish animal nearby that I could talk to, asking if this is a normal thing?
Yes.
Animal check.
Okay, so a squirrel comes up. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Are you having fun? Do you have any nuts? Hi, do you have any nuts? Hi, how you doing? Having a good day? Hi, how you doing?
Hi,
Hi, how you doing?
we saw this bush thing. Is that normal?
Yes, bushes are normal. Bushes are everywhere. See, there's a bush right there.
What about walking bushes?
Only a few of those. Do you have a nut?
Yeah, I got enough for you.
The entire
do I have
time I
that?
just like I
Yes,
can see.
you have a nut somewhere in your possession. You can't if you hand out. He happily starts. He's like, oh, you see, what happens is sometimes they like to hide inside the bushes, and then they say hi to people.
Who's they?
What? The gnomes.
The nuts? Why do they hide in the bushes?
I think it's fun. I think it's fun too. Do you have any more nuts?
Yeah, you are a very good squirrel. Here you go.
I am a good squirrel. Thank you very much.
Okay.
The entire time I'm just like listening and it's making
Squeak,
absolutely no
squeak,
sense.
squeaking.
It's just like squeak, 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 squeak. And I see like squeaking coming out of like cock and I'm like, what the fuck? Like how can you do that?
I spent a lot of time with animals. Animals are great.
Okay.
The bush didn't mean us any harm. It's just some random gnome person. I think we can probably go back to the bar and go eat.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Let's go.
As we're going, though, I'd like to keep my guard up in case there's another bush just kind of following us.
Well, as you turn the corner and begin heading down the next street, there is a bush in the way.
Jeez.
It's roughly 2.5 to 3 feet tall.
Hey, did we just see you?
Nope.
Look, we just want to talk to you. Why are you hiding in a bush?
Nope.
No, doesn't answer to that. We want to know what's going on.
Crap, do I have like
It's okay.
do I
We're
have
friendly.
anything I can do that's like never mind, I don't want to do that, right?
Do you want to shoot an arrow into the bush?
No, I was just considering like taking
Initiate
out a rope,
combat.
like taking out a rope and typing like a lasso and like trying to like use like I guess in athletics like
It'd be well, we'd start with a dexterity check. to tie
we
the
start
rope.
with dexterity to see if I can do it in time and then like some sort of strength throw.
By all means,
See
if you want to, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm not gonna do that right now.
All right.
I inch closer to it.
Runs.
Okay. Well, Pokemon. I'm trying to catch it. Like considers just completely runs. Okay. Well, I want to continue going back to the eating place.
That same scenario, unless you change your tactic too much, plays out a couple more times,
Okay.
and then you find yourselves in front of the Green Dragon Inn. And also, roughly around the same time, we have Davros and Varys. You're walking up, and you see a bush come to a standstill just outside the front of the door.
Top right.
Right there.
Yeah, just hold it.
I say, oof, that bush has been taunting us this whole time.
He's not a bad guy.
I mean, no, he's not bad, but I don't know what he's doing.
You guys are having trouble with the bush.
Yes, that moving bush right there. You see, the one with the feet at the bottom of it.
I don't see a bush with feet.
It's literally right there. It's like in front of the inn. Like, I don't know how you can't see it.
Hey, Bush Buddy! We just want to help you or find out if you're trying to help us.
Nope.
Oh
I-
my!
I draw-
Davros, cut him
draw
down,
my
let's
scythe.
go.
I draw my scythe and start like walking near the bush.
Fluffy didn't do anything.
Wait. Don't-
Maybe
don't-
if we trim this hedge, it'll give us some
A
answers.
high-pitched squeal emanates from the bush as clearly something is shrieking for its life, and the bush bursts inside to the tavern. As it goes in, you can briefly see that it's not nearly as crowded inside, but the sudden appearance of sentient plant life has seemed to confuse and disturb the customers who are there, and they all start standing and some spilling drinks and plates and chaos, and Krusk does not look happy.
And politeness of the sorry, I can't think of the word right now. The establishment, I guess we'll go with that. I put the scythe back on my shoulder and just take the sickle that's on my
Mhm.
on kind of on my belt, and I just kind of keep it under my robe, but still armed with it as we walk inside.
Okay, wait. So the plant's inside the building now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
And
Oh
where
my.
is it kind of like? Where did it go? Oh, it's right there.
It's
Okay.
right.
Oh, that's
Okay,
where the bush is.
So did I notice that Krusk was kind of unhappy about this?
Yes. And
Uh,
it's moving all around quite a bit. It's just doing its thing, being like, I'm over here. See, I'm over here. I'm over here.
Okay.
It's running everywhere, and it's a couple
Okay.
people, a couple of patrons have tried to grasp at it and jump at it, and it just does anything until it gets to here, and Krusk drops his mug, reaches out a hand, and snatches inside of the bush, and just says,
I kind of like walk up to the bar.
Yeah, when I see him get it, I
Let's see
walk
who he
up as
pulls out.
well.
Yeah.
And
Kind of
whenever
walk
and you notice that whenever Krusk did that, he didn't do so with like a snapping motion, or he didn't do like, it wasn't a quick grab. He just like casually reached out and grabbed it.
Okay.
Good catch.
Lucky you caught him first.
Oh, okay.
Don't be so threatening to him.
He only caught me because I let him.
What?
He's in the
Why
way
were you
between
running
me and
from
my
us?
drinks.
What drinks? There are no drinks here. Well, Crest thinks he has drinks here, but they don't really drinks here.
You can, on my
What?
face, I am visibly just so sick and tired of this shrub already, and like, it's taking all my willpower to not just, like, attack him with this sickle.
Okay, wait. Can we attempt to like? Is he doing anything other? Is he just holding like?
He's just holding it there.
Can we like peel
Can
the
I do an
leaves off
insight
or
check
something?
on just like? Yeah,
Okay, do
alright.
that first. Go ahead.
+4.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
only.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And
Oh my
standing
God.
atop the bar, calling out to the world, you see a gnome who he actually looks pretty beefy for a gnome, all things considered. Standing at his full height, not crouched inside the bush, he actually stands at about 3'8". He is tall
Holy
for a
crap.
gnome,
That's
and
a tall gnome.
he is buff. Like, you're thinking maybe he's a dwarf, but he's not a dwarf. He's very clearly a gnome. The strange thing you notice about him, though, and this can't be normal, is that he's blue.
Oh, that guy doesn't look blue.
What the?
I couldn't find one in
No,
time.
I'm kidding.
I put my sickle back on my belt, and I just kind of like sit down at one of the bar stools up there and just start rubbing my temple. Like, just clearly annoyed by this already.
Hey, Krusk, he won't tell us much about him. Who is he?
That was the
He's
short
involved.
stack.
And then Krusk, Krusk just kind of lets go of his grip, and the rest of the plant falls away that hadn't been peeled off already onto his bar. And he just kind of turns around and grabs a hand broom and a little pan, and he starts sweeping the branches into the pan. Just very disgruntled looking, almost as disgruntled as Davros, but not quite.
Okay, so I go, who are you exactly?
Me? You want to know about me? I'll tell you all about me.
Tell me about you.
Please make it short.
Did
First,
you
let
just
me let
make
you
a
know that
short
I'm
joke
vegan,
already?
Just so you know. I am vegan, just so you know. By the way, Crust back there, I'm vegan, just so you know.
The hell is a vegan?
Krusk kind of gives a one snort chuckle, and he tosses a piece of bacon at you.
I like lightly brush. Well, I kind of like lightly brush the bacon off, like it's a little bit of dust that got on me, and then I guess it falls to the floor.
I wanna go
Wait,
make a
wait,
sleight
wait.
of hand check to grab the piece of bacon to try and eat it.
Oh, shit.
Before the bacon can reach the ground, and before
Nice.
Davros can reach it, the gnome on top of the bar dashes down, grabs the bacon, and it's up on the bar before you guys can really blink.
Holy shit.
Wow, you're really fast.
Oh god, he's fast.
God, he's annoying and he's fast.
Yep.
Ah, God.
So, why have you been following them or annoying them with your bush tactics? Get it? Bush tactics.
That's really funny. That's what I kind of like when people are funny like that. They use words, they say it a different way, and it's really kind of fun because they say, "Hey, this is a word that means too many things. Oh, it means 5 things. Maybe it means 6 things. Who knows how many things it means? What do you mean?"
Why were you
Exactly
following
what-
them
yeah,
hiding as a bush?
Because I was asked to. Actually, I wasn't asked to follow them as a bush. I said I just follow them around and see how they're doing, make sure they're okay, make sure they're not hurt by anything. I just kind of chose the bush because it was kind of fun. They were sitting there and they, "What? This guy broke a plant? Can you
Whoa,
believe he broke
whoa,
a
whoa,
plant?"
whoa! Hold on. Someone ordered you to follow us.
No.
I told you it didn't mean any harm.
Why are you
What
following us?
checks
Who
do we
asked you?
make?
My cousin asked me to.
Would his name,
Who's your
by
cousin?
any chance, happen to be Nomergon?
Yeah, he's really fun, but he's really kind of slow and he doesn't like to play any games. So he lets me play games with people that he brings into town.
Oh, really quick, is the lizard person in here? Like,
Lizard person is outside.
okay, he's outside.
And
God
do you
dang
know
it.
why he
Uh,
sent that lizard person?
Same thing.
So
Are you
he
guys
just sent people to be with us because he felt we needed people to join us.
Oh, no. He doesn't even need me to join you. He doesn't want anyone to join you. No. You wouldn't want me to join you. If I had joined you, you'd probably try to hurt me, but you wouldn't be able to hurt me because no one can really hurt me. They tried to once, but it didn't work. I went back in time 400 years after they decapitated me, but I came back and I'm fine. Now, what happened was,
Ah.
it was like, hey, there's people going to be coming into town. I don't know if they're going to be okay. They might not know their way around. They might not be from here. So go ahead and make sure they get where they need to go. And you got where you need to go. You were happy. You talked to the old tree guy. You're good.
Old tree guy?
Yeah, there was this old tree guy. He was really nice. He told us all about druids and how great they are, and now it's supposed to be a balance in nature and everything else.
I listened to his
You
whole
mean
story.
him.
I listened to his whole story
You're
once. It took 2
talking
years.
about him. Oh, well, that would have taken a long time.
2 years.
Not really a nature guy.
You learned more since then.
Well,
Maybe it's
do
Aren't you
know-
glad you came with me, Varys?
Yeah,
So you're not-
apparently.
You're not going to join us on the adventure. Is that what you're saying?
why did I join an adventure? I've already done adventures. I've been adventuring for years.
How old are you?
Which time?
The time that we're in right now.
I mean, like the first time I was alive, or the second time I was alive, or the third time I was alive. Because I've been alive more than once. Because he keeps
So are
killing
you
me.
a god then? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not a god yet. Although
Wait,
Garl
you're
and I
a
are
cat.
very close friends.
Well.
Hmm.
Do you happen to have a better
I'm just
map?
gonna just wander off a little.
I pull out the very like poorly drawn map. Do you happen to have a better map to this place?
Go to bar safe. That sounds like a perfectly good map to me.
I agree. While I was
That-
talking to the tree guy, he was saying that there's actually a giant stump.
Oh my god.
Did he tell you the story about the tump whenever it was a tree, but then it turned into weapons?
Yeah, he was telling us about that. And how
There's
Ooh.
two of
all
them.
sorts of animals also died, and plant life died because of all the war.
Oh yeah,
I-
there's been lots of war.
I kind of look at Krusk and because I really want some liquor, I just put 2 gold pieces on the table and like raise a hand for like just with that face of I need the strongest thing you have in here.
Well, also again, one snort chuckles and he reaches down underneath the bar, and he begins pouring something into a glass. I say begins pouring because it doesn't instantly fall from the mug, from the barrel to the glass. It is stout. Does not begin to describe whatever it is he's putting into a container for you. You're fairly certain the mug he's using actually has some type of special coating because it kind of has a sizzling sound when it pours in. And he slaps on the bar, but also pushes the gold back to you and nods. And then goes back to sweeping up the
What a nice
leaves and
dude.
twigs.
I immediately attempt to drink this entire beverage.
It is essentially alcoholic molasses,
Constitution check, let's go.
and I will need a con check.
Yeah.
You can chug the whole thing.
Can we get a vegan check?
Can we get a vegan check on
Woo!
that?
Your boy is
Oh
done.
no.
Your boy is
Half of
done.
it down.
All right. We will continue to see what happens as the night progresses.
Do I feel any immediate effects?
you feel a slight gag reflex, but you convince your body that you're not actually ingesting poison, and that it is intentional. That this is not an involuntary, forcible action against your body, and you continue to consume the beverage. I can't say
How
drink.
does it taste?
It tastes heavenly. Like it has a strong bite to it, but it has.
Mhm.
You're thinking it's some type of a mead, with how thick it is and just how rich it feels, but it is so stout that it has that the instantaneous sweet and bitter flavors. Like it's too sweet.
Okay.
Someone was trying to compensate for how bitter the actual alcoholic part of it is.
And you said I didn't immediately finish the entire beverage?
No,
All right.
you would not be able to.
I hand some to Varys and I'm like, you've got to try this.
Varys kind of takes the glass, but he kind of hesitates as his mask dawns his entire face.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of how I should do this. I mean, like, I want to try and drink it
You can
without
do
having to
a
remove my
sleight of
mask too
hand
much.
check, maybe?
Yeah, I
Or
was gonna do
stealth
like, can I
check?
do a sleight of hand check to try and
Yep.
cover my or take the mask off in a way that they wouldn't be able to see?
By all means.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll do a sleight of hand check and I'll do a Constitution check. Let's see. Oh wait, there we go.
Meanwhile, the gnomes are spinning.
It's a dance. Oh, no one sees anything.
Oh, jeez.
So-
It's like it literally was just full and then it was empty.
Yeah, you managed to quickly take a drink, and I say quickly, relatively speaking, for hiding your face, but not so much for getting the liquid, if you will call it that, into you. It's definitely more
I kinda-
viscous.
Yeah, I kind of keep it in my mouth just so I can get it all in there without having my mask taken off too fast. But
And
I kind of keep it in my mouth.
you're able to chew on it a bit, and yeah, like I said, it's so sweet that it's being used to mask up the bitterness and the stoutness of that alcohol. But
Mhm.
it is quite good.
I kind of lean over a bit and then I'll do my Constitution roll now.
Hmm.
Oh, no. You're about to pick that up, man. Well, maybe not.
And the thing is you have that mask on,
Yeah.
and you're thinking that it might be best if you go ahead and kind of press that mask against your face a bit, just to kind of not only just have your lips hold back the reflex of trying to let that out of your mouth, because since you held it in there, you're like, I'm gonna hold it in so no one has to see my face. Now you really need to hold it in there, and we will discuss more as the night continues.
Yeah, I kind of so Varys kind of he doesn't move, so he doesn't want it to be too obvious about it. So he presses his hands kind of at the edges of the eye holes of the mask to
Mhm.
make it seem like he's kind of just adjusting it, but he's secretly just trying to press the mask as far as he can to his mouth to kind of contain it. And he just remains silent and kind of walks over to the chair over here
Mhm.
and kind of sits himself down and puts the drink back on the table.
All right, and the blue gnome is like, wow, you guys are brave. I haven't had some of that stuff in years. Last time I had one, he said I couldn't have it anymore because apparently whenever I'm drunk, he doesn't like when I do things, because I ended up trying to resurface his floor. But I tried to use squishy like sponge material like from the sea, and he said that he couldn't have a squishy floor. And apparently whenever sponge gets hard, it dries out, and it's no longer, sorry, yeah.
Varys in his head really wants to tell him to shut up, but the alcohol's still in his
I
mouth.
kind of just like I lightly kind of go over to Varys and because Varys can't like really talk right now because his mouth is full, and I like try to have conversation with him and talk to him about veganism, but like
Okay.
he's kind of
Let's
not
go.
reacting,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of like, so what do you think's in that?
I kind of give this like slow kind of like look towards you, and like I said before, the eye holes in the mask are darkened, so you can't really see my eyes. So I kind of just make the mask look towards you, and then I look back over to the other gnome.
Well, if that's how it's going to be, I guess that's okay. You're probably not in the mood right now, I guess. I don't know.
He
Speaking
remains
of
He's
silent.
sad in the corner.
And the blue gnome looks at you. What's veganism?
Corner.
Is that a belief in vegan?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. You see,
Varys starts pounding the table in slight anger.
Am I able to speak? Like you said, I was struggling to keep it down, but am I still able to speak?
No,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
good.
you've gotten it down. It's
Okay.
fine. It's just you had to steel yourself a bit for that one. Varys is having a much harder time.
I kind of put a shoulder or a shoulder on his hand, a hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, for the love of all of Nerul.
Wait, whose hand? Whose
On
shoulder?
I forget his name, on
Awesome.
Oust's
Okay.
on his shoulder, and I'm like, for the love of all that is Nerul, please stop.
Okay, and then I kind of am like, well, okay, I guess I don't have to talk about this right now, anyways. And I kind of just look at the gnome, and I don't know.
Well, if nothing else is going on, I think we should all eat, and then we can catch up later.
Sounds like a great idea. I love eating. Can I eat with you?
You
Well,
can eat at the
sure.
far end of the bar.
I don't know
There's
how
kind
much we really have to eat. If you can pay for your food, then that'd be awesome.
I haven't paid for my food in years.
Varys kind of gets
Now,
up
what do you
and just starts
usually
making
eat?
his way to the bathroom.
Step by step.
Sorry.
The moment he says eat, I ask Krusk for the biggest, juiciest steak he has. Or
Not a
meat
problem.
product, I should say.
They will definitely have steak.
Okay.
I kind of like brush my hand over my forehead in slight disgust. Also, kind of like with the knowledge that they're not gonna have anything, unless they have like. Do they have potatoes here? Like.
Oh yeah, they have potatoes.
Oh, okay.
As you ask for your steak, Crust raises his hand and points at a wooden tablet that's on the wall, and it has different shades on the thing. You can tell he's asking you, how do you want it cooked?
I don't know how to describe medium rare to him.
Slightly
Pink.
pink center.
Yes, slightly pink center, I guess would be the best way to say it. So I'd point at that image.
He kind of grunts and he jots something down on some parchment, and he looks expectantly towards the rest of you. Hotchan, sorry, the blue gnome starts. He's like, okay, so I want tonight is, and before he could even say anything else, um, Crust just kind of puts his hand over the gnome's face, and all you hear is muffled talking, and he continues looking at the rest of you.
Um,
Thank you.
I don't know. Do you have any like soups or anything?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have whatever that is.
Writes down.
I ask for. I go. Can I have a baked potato?
Mm-hmm.
I want to attempt to whisper to him to add a little bit of bacon to this without Ost realizing.
All right. Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh, I guess what I am
Wait, do I
proficient
roll,
in
like,
deception.
Do I roll like against this, or do I not even notice? Like,
We'll get there in just a moment. You have a passive that you don't know about that I have.
okay,
Because whenever I have my notes, I basically have taken average rolls for a lot of your perception type based checks, and I passively will know that you have or have not seen something based on your innate skill. Versus if you're actively looking out for something, then you'll get to have your active rolls.
okay.
So, all right. Crust kind of looks over at you. You can't tell if he's smiling, glaring, grinning, scowling. You're just making a weird half orc face. So he may or may not have got the message.
Okay.
The gnome is still muttering, mumbling, whatever underneath the breath, and then he is Varys still gone?
Yeah, I'm still in the bathroom.
And then he lifts his hand, and at least 3, 4, 5 pies. 5 pies. Yes, definitely 5 pies tonight.
I also
He
order
lifts
I
his
order a
hand
steak
up.
for Varys as well,
Okay.
since he's gone. Prepared the same way as mine.
And he takes it and he kind of reaches back. There's a he bangs on the wall, and the little slot opens up right behind where the 2 is, into back where 8 is, where it has the little kitchen area. The little slot opens up, and a meaty hand, most likely another half orc from just the same skin coloration that you see, and kind of claw-like hand, reaches in and grabs it, and you hear a grunt as well in response, but it's a slightly different tone and grunt. Perception checks, everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Is that including me or?
Yeah,
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
not,
no,
sorry.
yeah.
Not he who is visiting the toilet.
Rip.
Yes.
Evros, you're convinced there was grunting. Ost, you also are convinced there was grunting. And Puck, you think it might be female grunting.
I was gonna say, if anything, it's just a female, but I don't know that, so.
Yeah. But it's hard to tell with half orcs.
Okay. It's you guys kind of hear like a loud opening of a door, and Varys begins making his way back to the table, and kind of sits next to Davros, and you see he's actually donning a new mask. It's kind of like it's a blue, kind of like pleasant looking mask. The eye holes are visible again, and yeah, he just sits down without a word.
As he sits down, I tell him I ordered you a steak.
Thank you.
So a couple seconds later, the blue gnome's still just kind of sitting there, standing on the counter, presumably unconcerned with everything else going on in the room. And you notice the people in the room have all started kind of whispering and pointing up towards you, all of you, and maybe more specifically to the gnome.
Can we do what check is this?
Get down from the table! You're drawing attention to us.
I mean, all of you passively can notice that this is happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's.
Can we listen to like what people are specifically saying, or is that not?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an active perception if you want to hear what they're saying.
Okay.
I'll roll for that too, actually.
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Okay. Those two.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else, if they want to listen in, they can.
Oh no, I'm just chatting it up with the gnome.
Very cool. So Ost, you're hearing like, I thought he was over in the near div. Why is he over here? I don't know, but he's here, so something must be going on. Things like that. Everyone keeps saying, why is he here? He's not supposed to be here, or things of that nature. And occasionally you hear, I told you he was actually blue. There's no way that's real. Things like that. And then Varys, from where you're sitting, you're a little bit further on that in the bar. He's like, whatever you do, don't challenge him to a contest again. Don't do it again. And he's talking to his buddy who's next to him.
I kind of just continue to sit, kind of interpret what I was listening to, and I kind of just sit and wait.
So you guys need any help yet? I'm pretty sure that Trogdor was supposed to give you the little horse things.
We have the horse things.
Wait, we have horse things?
We have horse things.
I was gonna wait to tell you till we left, so I wouldn't have to hear your chirping voice.
But I love horse things. You can't hide that sort of thing from me.
You'll get your pony when we leave the area.
I got a pony?
Oh, I thought the pony was going to be for you. That makes more sense, the pony being for the smaller one. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, I misunderstood.
Kind of chuckles.
I kind of give him a hit to the gut, attempting, not hard, but attempting to make him have to go to the bathroom again.
Oh, on me? Oh god, okay. Was that a strength check on me?
No, actually, we're gonna go ahead and do it as an unarmed, just a strength check from you, Davros.
Strength.
Give me a strength check, yeah.
Lightly tap him on the shoulder.
This is wonderful. Give me a dex check, please.
Roger.
That was for Davros to give me a dex check.
Oh, Davros give a dex check?
Yes, give me a dex check, please.
No.
As you go to reprimand your amused, chuckling companion, you go to kind of swing at him, and just as you do it, your head kind of swims a little bit, and your kind of vision starts to blur. And you go to swing, but it sets you completely off balance. Your armor just kind of weighs on you, and you start to kind of topple. And Varys, give me a dex check.
Can he save him?
Guess who's coming with me?
So as Davros is off balance and beginning to careen right into Varys, he's like, all right, I got this. I can totally get out. I can get out of the. Oh, it's in that journey, and the two of them just fall over on the floor,
God
and they
damn
just
it.
kind of sprawl sitting there. And the blue gnome just starts laughing and laughing, cackling, and he starts running up and down the bar, just laughing and telling everyone, "Look, look, look, guys, look over here! It's great, it's great, it's great!" Just, yeah, having a grand old time.
So I'm gonna attempt to get back up to my stool using everything around me, including Varys, to steady myself.
Give me a strength check.
Oh god.
Okay,
Okay.
you're pretty sure you got the force behind it, and this force is being directed in the right direction. Now, give me a dex check.
Oh no.
Whew!
Oh,
Whew!
he stood up.
Whew!
God, hot rolls.
Now, give me a con check.
Oh no.
Oh,
Uh,
All right,
Okay.
you
what
stand
check?
up.
Oh, Constitution.
Stand up, and your head swims for just another minute. Like you're almost at vertigo stage where you're about to kind of topple over. You take a deep breath. You steel yourself, and okay, you're back on your feet again. And you're
so
doing okay.
so now that I'm back to my stool, I go, Krusk, could I get some water?
Upon saying that, I have good news and I have bad news for you. The good news is you're getting water. The bad news is Crust doesn't serve water here.
Oh no.
But the blue gnome on the bar makes some very intricate gestures in the air, and roughly 30 gallons of water pours from nothing onto your head.
What?
I know I
Uh,
just made a mistake with swinging out, but my character is gonna be livid. I swing out my arm towards this blue gnome, completely drenched, just to try and hit him. Strength
knowledge
first.
Knowledge Arcana checks for anyone who wants to take a guess at what the gnome did, and
Yeah, I'll do
and
an
yes,
Arcana
and
check.
give me a strength check, Devros. Okay, now give me a dex check, Ost.
Oh
I did the Arcana check.
oh God, I'm back on the ground.
He just did a create water, and he did so with a very, very high caster level. I'm going to go read a bedtime story, guys. I will be back in just a moment, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna go grab some food.
Everyone, yeah, take a quick break, get some food.
Wait, how long of a break is this?
I'm going to be 5 minutes max. Take as long as we need. I'll just sit here and chat, and I'll be lamenting at the fall of
That's about
the
okay.
fall of
I'm
Davros.
gonna try to find something.
Okay.
to
The
eat.
fall of Davros.
I will be back then.
Yeah.
Hold on, gotta put up my little text on my stream. Hold on, I need better font color than that. Alright, cool.
Got some cookie crisps.
Lot harder, but I could do the combo with two play whatever's play element, relic orders, and Oblivion Ring. A little bit more difficult to get that, but sorry. Sorry, Haro Prophecy. I was getting food and a drink. Thanks for stopping by while we're taking a quick little break. Things are going pretty good.
Wait, I even have another viewer.
I have successfully
Hey.
managed to fall off already once.
AJ, because so there was apparently a cereal sale that my mom was at the store and saw. It was like 99 cents
Was
a
it
box.
Tiny Toast?
I was gonna say, so she bought 10 boxes of cereal. 3 of those boxes, Tiny Toast.
Tiny Toast?
I'm
Tiny
coming to your house
Toast.
for food.
Yo, let's go get some Tiny Toast. What's Tiny Toast?
It's off-brand Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm cracking open a cold one.
I just opened up a water bottle.
Me and AJ were like at the cereal aisle, and we saw Tiny Toast, and for some reason we just died of laughter.
That's fair.
It's like we had Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cinnamon Toast, and then Tiny Toast.
Tiny Toast.
I also have Cookie Crisp right now because I was hungry.
Cookie Crisp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guess I'll catch up on Facebook and stuff while I'm waiting.
I swear, AJ, if the DM makes you fall, if Alexander makes you fall on me again, I'm gonna be so mad.
Oh, I'm gonna laugh.
Our
You haven't even
friendship-
gotten up yet.
I know, that's the thing. Our friendship over.
You haven't missed much. So far, it's been mostly role-playing based stuff in this town that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
We've
fun.
we've gone to the Temple of Nerul. We've talked to a treant. We've talked to a shrubbery. One that's nice, but not too big though. Trying to think. What else have we done? That's about it. Done a
Are
lot
we
of
enjoying it? Are we enjoying it so far?
Oh yeah, no, this is great.
We
I
have
think
one
you're a
viewer
great
on my
DM.
channel.
What?
I'm just muting myself when I can because I'm eating Cookie Crisp.
Lord, I don't know the last time I had Cookie Crisp.
Tiny Toast.
Yeah, there was a cereal sale at the store my mom was shopping at where it was 99
We talked to a
cents
shrubbery.
box.
On that note, is everyone here to where they can hear me, or is some people still gone?
Ben is gone.
Okay.
I'm good.
Let me just send a message on Facebook and see.
No
if we
worries.
can get
I was just curious if everyone's still here. I just wanted to talk briefly
I
about
think
the thing.
Ben is getting food.
If you guys want, and I can tell this pretty quickly to anyone else, if you guys want, one thing I've done in the past is I can have you guys individually, like we take turns. If you want to write a journal of our adventures in your character's perspective, it will grant everyone bonus XP.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
if you
Interesting.
and it's just a thing. Some people it helps them get into it. Some people don't want to do it. If you don't want to be the person to do it, that's fine. But it's one of those kind of, it'd be nice to at least, and it doesn't have to be like detailed. I don't need like a 10-page report or any weird thing. Just if you want to be able to have a little extra XP, that's one way to get it, and it shows that you're engaged in the story, you're paying attention to what's happening. And like for example, today we split up the party. That might happen less when we're out in the wild and whatnot. But as long as it's from your character's perspective, it's fine. It doesn't have to include things that didn't happen that you weren't a part of.
David, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I just got some food, but I'm gonna run back into the kitchen really quick.
Okay, that's fine.
If you guys want to, that's cool. If not, whatever. It's just a thing I've done in the past, and I've had mixed reviews in different groups.
I'd consider it. Let me think it over the next couple days. I mean, I'm taking notes on everything that's happening, anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Like I'm playing in an Earth Dawn game right now, which is a different different kind of system. It's instead of having like D20 based and you have these dice for this, it's all step based. So like everyone they start off with a D4 being first step, a D6 being second step, and eventually gets up to rolling a D20 and 2D6 as your roll. It all builds up on larger and larger dice.
Mm-hmm.
And we journal each time, and my character is basically a giant hunk of rock that's very similar to Groot and doesn't say much, and he misconstrues things. And from his perspective, like last journal entry I wrote, the town was being attacked, and so people just kept coming in, and someone yelled out from the parapet, 3 riders approaching, and my character thought, oh, they must be hard up for literature if they're announcing 3 riders coming up to the wall. Because he doesn't get the language difference of homonyms.
Yeah.
And so little things like that can be kind of fun to see what people are thinking rather than just, yeah, it's a thing you can do, but not required by any means.
Dude, I had a salami sandwich. Hey, Alex, do you work tomorrow?
Sorry, I was like down in this milk. No.
Would you want to go to Denny's after this?
All about the Waffle House.
Well, you should have told me, man. I just ate Cookie Crisps.
Well, we'll still be playing for a while.
The Waffle House.
That's true. I mean, I'm down.
Waffle House.
I'd go to Waffle House, but I get like a 25% discount at Denny's, so.
I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna go get my car. I'm gonna go bring my car into the shop.
Why do you get a 25% discount at Denny's?
Our
She
work
works
there. Over the summer, that's what I do.
Breakfast at Denny's.
I actually never
Breakfast.
eat at Denny's for breakfast. Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Are we all back?
I think so. All
Ben?
right.
Okay.
Benjamin, are you here?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm
Are
trying
you
not to speak loud.
ready, or do you require more time?
I mean, if you're cool with me just lightly eating as we're playing.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
crumble the bag in the mic as much.
Yeah, as
possible.
much as possible. Like, there
There
we
we
go.
go.
That's
That's what I like to hear.
perfect.
That is what I wanted to hear in my life.
Good. It's good
All right,
immersion.
we're ready when you are, boss man.
Marvelous. All right, so Davros has taken us.
The fall of Davros.
The damp Davros. Damn Davros the Damned has swung out his arm to try to strike at the would-be gnome fireman.
I really don't think this is a good idea, but I mean, Davros accepted that it wasn't a good idea, so.
As you do so, like as your fist passes by the gnome, because you still know how to punch, you still know how to strike. It's not like you suddenly lost that ability. But what happens in this instance is the gnome actually takes a fraction of a step back and pats your hand twice softly as it passes by him. Roll me a dex check.
I already did. That's the 4.
Oh, that's the 4. Oh my.
No.
The natural 1 was my swing to try and hit him.
Oh god.
And I'm still on the floor. I haven't gotten up yet.
That is also fantastic. Well, don't get up just now because wait, there's more. Davros is now the big spoon, and you are now the little spoon. as you lay on the floor, softly embracing each other, but slightly wet.
I try to roll over off of him. I don't like this. I try.
You successfully roll over,
Okay.
and the rest of the bar is now in an uproar. They are thrilled, except for one person for sure. I'm not sure about the rest of the party, but the rest of the patrons, normal people, Krusk is not amused. He grunts. He walks over to the corner. He grabs a mop and he walks around the bar. He starts mopping, indifferent to your location near or on the puddle. So if you're still there, he mops you. You get that impression like he's not stopping for anyone. He's mopping this floor.
I look
So.
at my.
Okay, wait. I go over and I help them up.
Yeah, I was about to say I look and beg for help to get up.
I'm not useful in this situation, so.
So who do you help up, huh? What's the choice?
They're able to help you up, and they kind of resteady you back onto the bar. Krusk finishes mopping, glares a bit at the gnome on the counter, who is still laughing, and walks back behind the bar, sets the mop in his bucket, squeezes some water out of it, and continues about cleaning his mug.
So I kind of so when I get up, my hand you guys see my hand kind of quickly fly up to my face, and I'm kind of just holding my mask. And it's not until I kind of just like slightly turn towards you guys that you see that the mask actually from when we fell has actually cracked diagonally entirely across the entire mask. So my character is holding the mask in place at the moment, and he's kind of thinking of what he wants to do next.
As you are pondering your actions, quicker than you're realizing, especially with your slightly distorted view, the gnome is in front of you. He taps your mask in the center, and it mends itself.
I kind of move my hand off the mask, and soon after realizing that it hasn't fallen off my face, I kind of look up at the gnome and I ask, "So, who are you?"
Hey, someone actually wants to talk to me. I love when people want to talk to me. I think, let's see what my actual title. It's a long one. A full name.
Is it God? I think it's God.
No, I am not a deity. That's silly. I just told you that
Can we
Garl.
do insight or something?
Garl and I are good friends. You can get an insight if you want. He introduced himself as Lord Hotchon the Grand Liberator.
Oh,
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So technically, lay on hands can cure poisoning and disease and stuff like that. Could I use all my points of lay on hands to cure my drunkenness?
Yes, you could.
I am using all my points of lay on hands to clear my drunkenness.
Your
I
head,
could have done that with my medicinal herb. Jeez.
your head clears in an instant, and you feel so much better. Except you're still wet.
You notice your wetness now.
I noticed that I'm wet.
You're more aware of the sopping nature. I mean, we're talking 30 gallons of water
I am
dumped on you in an
soaked.
instant.
Is
was
it
not
still
like-
day?
It's not
Yeah,
like
Krusk has got to be super pissed.
it was not a glass of water. It wasn't a bucket of water. No. You were drenched, and Krusk is he seems used to it, which is also equally understanding as to his personality.
Is it day right now?
It is late afternoon, going on to evening.
Like, is there still a good amount of sun?
There's a decent amount of sun.
I go lay face down outside.
Trogdor is there. He sees you walk outside.
I stare him dead in the face and I'm like, don't ask, and I just lay down.
He awkwardly waves at you and says, blue one?
I just nod, like my face still on the ground. I just nod.
Blue one. Okay, I made an insight check on blue one earlier.
Huh? Okay. That's what your roll is. What are you inciting? What are you trying to determine?
I want to determine what he is. Like, I know that he's gnome, of course, but like, I want to determine like what his class is and everything.
If you're trying to determine his class from that, that's I like that. Good job. All right. You are getting just from his clothing, his attire, some of the equipment he has on him, some of the ways his bearings, just everything. You're kind of taking him all in for a second. If you had to guess, you would think that he's a barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard.
Jesus.
Woo.
I'm kind of like, I'm looking at him and I'm just like, my eyes just like widen. And I just like whisper like, what the fuck? Like just calmly to myself, but loud enough for Puck to overhear and like turn to me. I don't know.
That's rude. You shouldn't say things like that.
Oh, that's so
I
good.
can say whatever I want.
I mean, yes, but you shouldn't.
Well,
And Davros, as you're standing outside, Trogdor approaches you as you're laying there on the ground, and he raises a clawed hand and says, "May I help?"
With what? I am wet. How are you gonna remove the wetness?
Arcane arts.
That deep sigh of I really wish I could say no, but I'm just like, go ahead.
All right. He reaches his clawed hand down to you, and he touches your outer garments, and they are gone.
Oh
At this point, I lose it. I am just so done with everything. I don't want to kill him, but I am very, very upset. I go
Wait.
to punch him straight in the
Can
face.
you describe like what he looks like now?
Well, I still have my armor that was all underneath my cloak, but I lost my black cloak. I'm upset. I want to go to punch him straight in the face.
Lost a sound for a while there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm losing it too.
This is weird. It shouldn't be getting all of us.
This has server issues.
Go in there.
Yep.
I'm here. Okay, we back?
Here,
That
you-
was really weird.
That was weird. Okay, so I wanted to ask, can I punch
Oh,
him in the face?
It's still kind of happening a little bit.
David, come with me to mine real quick. Let's just see if it's just his server.
I didn't hear a
Go
word
to
you
go
said.
to go to my server real quick. Let's see if it's just
I
his
can hear
server.
it all.
Okay.
All right, are we robotic?
No, we're not. What the
Alright.
hell?
Are we robotic back here? Are we? Oh,
Hello?
are we robotic
Actually-
here?
I can hear you
Hello?
guys. I can hear you guys fine now.
Okay. I want to punch him in the face.
Okay, so one question is, but I think there was a question as to what you're wearing underneath your garments.
Underneath my outer cloak, I had all my armor.
So you go to punch him in the face,
Yep.
roll to attack, roll a strength check, and you have unarmed combat, which I don't think you do.
Why?
Or you actually you can use strength attacks, whichever is better, but I believe strength is still better for you.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, man. This is awful.
Well, unfortunately, unlike certain people in the world, the rage of battle does not grant you insight into combat. Instead, makes you swing a little bit more wildly than you may have intended, and you are able to bat at the air, but not quite at the troglodyte.
Okay.
Lucian.
Is anyone else still hearing robots, or is it just me?
Yeah, I'm
it's-
definitely hearing a lot.
It's going on and off.
Alex, would
Yeah.
you be willing to move to my
I don't
server
know
because
why
it
it's
wasn't
that.
doing it there?
Let's try to restart Discord and see what happens.
Okay, break time.
It's not a break. Just restart Discord.
Close
Break.
it down.
Oh,
All right, is this better?
Sweet. I think we're good.
Okay.
So you go to swing, and you unfortunately the rage of battle does not transfer into combat prowess for you, and you swing at the air, and unfortunately are unable to hit the troglodyte. He looks shocked almost and taken aback, and it's like they will be back.
Cloak
Hey,
back
you have to
now.
you have to give me like a minute. My toilet is making the sound that means that the thing came off of it, and I need to like fix it.
Okay.
when am
So-
I gonna get my soup?
It's cooking, man. He's making you
Well,
fresh soup.
Unfortunately, at your table ordered steak, so you have to wait for the steak to be done.
Where's my soup?
So you say cloak now in a somewhat polite tone, and Trogdor kind of nods softly and makes a gesture and reaches down, and if you allow him, he tries to touch you again. Do you allow him?
I'd give him one last chance.
You touch him again, and you are wearing a very warm and toasty cloak. It is completely dry and smells slightly of sulfur.
I, I, I don't enjoy the smell, but I put a hand on his shoulder, thank him, and apologize to him, and go back inside to eat my steak.
And he's trying to like mutter something in the semblance of "it happens all the time."
I even offer to get him food if he'd like to come inside.
He respectfully declines and stays outside.
All right, I go back inside to the bar.
God, what a weirdo.
You guys, Davros returns inside, and he is remarkably dry and smells slightly of sulfur.
Nice.
At this point, like, Varys just has his head on the table and he's kind of just out of it.
So this time,
What's the gnome doing right now?
the gnome is just gleeful and happy with everything. He's talking with anyone who will talk with him. He's chatterboxing away. He just got done.
Okay.
Are they okay?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're good.
And the food, some of the lighter bits of food start to be delivered. And at this point, the gnome says, "Okay, guys, come with me." And he dashes off very quickly and stands on his table.
I'm getting robots again.
A little bit, yeah.
I got it
was
just
getting
from Alex there, or
Yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah.
How about now?
You're good.
Okay, you're good.
Good.
We can do this,
Alright,
boys.
So the gnome, the gnome rushes into the table where you guys were previously meeting with Nomergon.
Mhm.
He says, "This way, guys," and couple kind of scrawny-looking half-orcs. They're dressed in pretty grubby kitchen clothes. They're probably the equivalent of a scullery. Start carrying platters of food over, much more than the four of you ordered.
Okay.
Oh, did he asked us to go over there?
Yeah, he said, "Come with me, guys."
As they start walking
Oh.
over there, I ask him, he's like, "Can you just bring my steak here?"
Yeah.
And they kind of nod and they grab one of the plates, and it's a pretty decent sized steak, and they sit it down in front of you and continue walking on towards the gnome.
Varys' head is still kind of just
Oh, and his too, please.
like you can't tell if he's like knocked out or if he's just not feeling good.
And the other one will put Varys' steak in front of him and continue on.
Okay, Varys kind of like slowly like lifts his head and looks at the steak. And he kind of he takes a quick glance over at Davros, but he immediately he puts together the two and realizes that he probably got him the steak. So he kind of sits himself back up, tries and grabs his utensils and attempts to eat, but sloppily. Well, he attempts to do. I'll do a sleight of hand check for this, but he attempts to try and eat the steak without revealing his face to Davros. Which, let's see, where's the roll at?
Is it disadvantaged since he's drunk?
Yeah, what's the? Oh,
Just
not
roll it.
currently.
I'm taking penalty into effect.
Okay.
All right, you're able to. I mean, it's odds are that the bar didn't see anything, but Davros probably caught a glimpse of something under there if he's looking. But he's pretty focused on this steak and not being involved with whatever the hell is going on outside of this world.
Even if I did see it out of respect, because I can tell that he always tries to hide his mask, I completely ignore it.
And I need you to make a con check.
Me?
No, Varys.
Gotcha.
This is the since the initial moment. This is the first time he's tried to put something inside his body.
Oh god.
Oh shoot, you're right.
Everything's coming back out.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, once again, you feel the need to possibly use your mask to continue to hold back the torrent, and maybe make your way once again back towards the restroom, which you seem to be doing.
yep. So
What was
Varys
the
kind of
point?
just stumbles his way, attempting again to just hold his mask in a way that doesn't make it seem like he's about to puke.
Jeez, dude, you're not very good at eating.
That's because he's not. That's because he's eating steak. If he was vegan, he wouldn't have this problem.
I know.
So when he leaves, cause I can see he doesn't hold it down,
Oh,
I take my my sickle off my belt, and I just like stab his steak, pick it up, and slap it onto my plate.
I mean, you paid for it.
yeah. On that, do you do that? Because I'm assuming that you're using your sickle primarily as a weapon, not as a farming implement, right?
No, normally as a weapon, yes.
You probably wouldn't do that just because since it's a weapon and since it's oiled and sharpened as a weapon. You know
True,
that
just like cut straight through it.
it'd be a little bit. You
Fine.
probably end up hurting some stuff. Just throwing it out there.
I used the dagger, or not the dagger, but whatever steak knife they gave me then.
Okay, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to be rude to Krusk.
If you want to sickle his bar top, he might do more than grunt to you. That's what That's what Varys was trying to do. He was trying to sickle the bar top too, but he held his mask held it in.
Yeah, so I just take his steak, put it on top of mine, and I go back to very happily and unannoyed by all the little people eat my steak.
Little people, he's begun just devouring all this plates of food, and half of them they don't even look like they are fully cooked, and they're different versions of potatoes and roots, and there's salads, and there's all sorts of different food in front of them, and clearly it was made in a rush, not made to be presented well or anything, but your food individually, it tastes fine. There is not bacon in your food there, Faust.
Okay, that's good. That is very good.
But before I start eating, I just kind of set off like a plate or my soup or whatever we have to eat, and cast Purify Food and Drink as a ritual.
Okay, very cool.
Okay, I delightfully look at the veggies and the potatoes specifically that I requested, and happily eat them.
Through the mouthfuls of food and through chewing, the blue gnome will start to try to tell you things about himself. He tells you about the time that he went back in time and he died, and he came back and he fought a giant scorpion. There's the time that he went and he saved an entire city from a giant walrus. Just tons of just outlandish stories that they're very well told, but they just all seem a little bit too far-fetched. He's continuing to just tell you things in between bites of food and whatnot.
Can I do a check to see if he's lying to us?
Yes, you can do an insight, or I should have gone over if people are from here or not. Would you be from the Greyhawk, or would you be from a different realm? Or not from Greyhawk specifically, but from this world, or would you?
I don't think I'm from this world.
Okay, so yeah, not history then. If people from this world could do a history check, but not from this world, just do an insight.
Okay, I'll do an insight. Another insight. I don't mind much.
This guy is the shit. I mean,
this guy is like Danny DeVito combined with Charlie Day. He's just incredible.
You wouldn't believe the things this guy has done, and somehow you still do.
So, by the way, Alexander, when I come close to finishing my steak, I want to leave like 1/10 portion and go throw it in the fire up there as an offering to Nerul.
Very nice. As you're still working on your steak,
yeah.
The two guys who were kind of sitting to your left, the bar is right. If I was looking at the map, that were kind of talking about, don't try to challenge him again, kind of thing. One of them kind of sides up to you and is like, hey, hope you don't mind me bothering you, but how do you know Hotchon there?
Who are you speaking of?
Hotchon the Grand. How do you know him?
Oh, the blue guy.
Yeah, the blue. There's only one blue gnome in the Flyness. Yeah, that one.
I don't really know him, and to be honest, I wish I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, you have a good day then, sir. I just scoot off and go back to the little part of the bar. You go over, you throw your offering in the fire. A couple people look at you like you're a little crazy, but no one really says anything because you're wearing a giant scythe on your back.
At this point, I kind of want to go knock on the bathroom door to make sure Ferris is still alive.
So as he's over here, I go to Davros, and I had picked up these medicinal herbs. Well, I attempted to, and and I kind of just like hand them to him, and I'm like, all he has to do is chew on these, and he'll be.
Hopefully, he doesn't puke it back out before it helps him.
Yeah, hopefully.
Risk.
All right, so yeah, I'm done up there. I
Um,
walk to the bathroom to knock on the door.
First, yeah, door's knocked on. It sounds like someone is taking down the battering ram. It's cacophonous. It's just ringing in your ears. But there's clearly someone outside the bathroom.
Can you say that again?
What is it?
roboted.
Or what?
Can you say that again? It roboted out for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Varys is in the bathroom and he hears the banging on the door, and it's loud. It's cacophonous. There's someone using a battering ram to beat this thing down, and it's just ringing in his ears.
What is it?
Would you like these herbs to get rid of your hangover?
And Davros is outside just screaming at you. He is yelling as loud as he can about something about leaves, and you want, like, why would you want leaves right now?
Are you crazy, man?
Just open up the door before I break it down.
Next thing you know, he's going to be telling you he's going to cut your head off and just send you to a rule now. I mean, you met this afternoon. It's time to go. He wants you to meet his god for real.
That's a very stark threat you're making him, friend. You don't want to mess with the likes of me.
Just open the door.
He's insulting everything that you are. And you know for a fact that the moment you open the door, you're getting a sickle to the face.
How dare you mock my history of family and you can't talk about me like that.
Is there a slit underneath the door?
Yes.
So at this point, hold up, wait, do I actually have this? I need to check to see if I have this. Alright, I don't have anything to write on. Okay, so at this point, I just slide, like, some of the herbs underneath the door and just walk away.
You hear the sound of sandpaper just raking across the floor as probably poison leaves for all you know. Who knows what he just gave you? Just slide under the door, and with like stomping, he's just walking away like he's a giant tearing through a forest. But his steps are receding, and it's finally starting to calm down as far as volume goes.
Oh, okay. So this is how you want to fight it, huh? Poison me? You can't fight me face to face?
And Davros, you hear muffled mumblings of a very clearly drunk person just as you walk away.
As I walk, cause I decided to go back up to the table, so as I walk by the bar, past Krusk, I'm just like, make sure he doesn't die, and I just get up to back to my corner.
Also, while I'm in the bathroom, I pick up the leaves and I throw them in the toilet.
Good thing I only gave him half.
Crust just kind of grunts at you, and you give me a perception check,
Me?
Davros.
All right.
Yeah.
Natty 20.
Natty.
The moment whenever you say don't make sure he doesn't die, Krusk is grinning the grin of a bartender who knows his craft. He knows exactly what he put in front of you guys. He's just thrilled that this is the result from his history.
That's pretty great.
That's great. That's fantastic.
I'm having a lot of connection problems here too. We're not at a horrible stopping point, but we're not at a good one either. But let's go ahead and just call it tonight because I'm getting in and out conversations the whole time.
Okay.
That's fine.
So a quick question though.
Yeah.
So like, I know that we can decide what we want to do here, but
Mhm.
like, how do we decide? Like, do we just decide? Okay, we're done with today, and we want to go to bed and start anew the next day,
Yep.
and then go.
Yep, it is very much up to you. I will, if there are certain things that I want to have happen, like if I want to have you have a late night encounter with a rogue within the Thieves Guild, he might sneak into your room and have a conversation with you if you decide to go to bed. So you're not going to stop me from doing the plot that I want. But if you want to do something, just let me know. And if I'm leading you by the nose too much, tell me. But oftentimes, especially with newer players, I like to try to give them a lot of outlets. So yeah, whenever you guys want to just call it a night and be done with these weird, creepy following people, call it a night, and they will annoyingly leave you be for the time being until the next morning. See what happens.
I'm just as we call it a night for our playtime, I'm gonna call it a night for my character as well.
Yeah, I'll
Same.
do the same.
Here,
Sounds fine.
Time to go to
I'll start
bed.
it off. So, you guys all see, you guys hear the door slam open again, and all you see is Varys just like slowly kind of making his way to the stairs.
Con check.
Wait, which one? Con check? Okay,
Con check.
let's see. There we go.
Fantastic. So your last little bit of stumbling is you hit the stairs and your head clears enough. And they started to kind of waver, but you're able to navigate yourself up just fine. And you're fairly certain you're going to find that bed a very happy friend.
I kind of, as I start walking up the stairs, I kind of look over and I kind of see everyone, but I don't really acknowledge anything. I just continue walking up.
Krusk will kind of screech out, "Huh!" He holds up a hand and walks over to you, and he hands you a key, and the key has a number on it. It's whatever number.
Okay.
So
I take the key. Oh,
Yep.
sorry, go ahead.
He's giving you your room key and your room number. You all have individual rooms. They're nothing fancy. There's enough room for a bed, a small chest that has a lock with a key in it, on the chest, so you can lock your own possessions and take the key with you, and a nightstand. But there's not much else to the room.
Okay. So I take the key and I give him a nod and bow to him a little stumbly, but I bow to him and make my way back upstairs.
He chuckles.
Yeah, I grab my key from him, go upstairs, go to bed.
All right.
I go upstairs and get my body pillow and just.
Oh yeah.
The full thing.
I ordered it earlier. Dang.
All right. I think talking to the gnome guy person, I don't know his name because I forgot it. I tell him good night, and then I walk down. I think crap. Don't know. I forgot it. What's his name again? The bartender.
That's Krusk.
Krusk. Yeah, I think Krusk for serving me food. And then I ask him if I can have the key to my room. I guess.
Yep. He gives it to you and grunts at you appreciatively.
Okay. I grunt back, and then there we go. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
No one
Yeah.
knows what you're doing.
I don't know why I'm making the green circles.
You're pinging the area, so if
I'm
you-
pinging the area.
Oh. Okay, and then I go to my room and I join. You have control.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna dance out here on the tables with Hotchain for like another 20 minutes or something, and then go to bed.
Actually, after everyone has left, you and I need to go into the secret room because I didn't think that would ever happen. The gnomes were alone, but they are.
Oh.
And then that will be all for the evening.
Okay.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye.
I had quite a bit of fun. You guys seem like you're gonna be a lot of fun. I have a couple things I need to change for how I'm doing some things because of how you react, and I love that. It is positive things all around. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for DMing.
I'm
Yeah, the
excited for
bathroom floor
action.
was great.
Gosh,
Trying to hit me with that poison.
when you a paladin, so you can just get rid of your hangover.
So stupid. Are you kidding me?
I looked at my character
Yes.
sheet and I'm like, oh, I have lay on hands.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
That's
All right.
pretty good.
I'm gonna pull you down to a channel, David, and we'll chat real quick.
All right, cool.
All right, I'm gonna
Andrew,
use
do you
this
want
time
still
to
want to go to Denny's?
close the stream. I'll wait till they get back to make sure he doesn't have any more announcements for us, but I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream. Thanks for watching.
Close the stream.